What's up, guys? Ricardo from the MPD podcast here, and I'm here joined by a special guest, Eduardo.
What's up?
Where are they at?
Huh?
Where are they?
I don't know.
Dude, it's 6:30. It's supposed to be here.
I don't know, bro.
The fuck?
I can't see shit, dude. Hello?
Your seat, my lady.
Sonic speed! Oh, wait, no.
I want to go. Bullet got leather face, baby.
Okay.
Oh, shit!
Ahoy! Sure.
What do you want for? Oh, shit! It's Sans!
Sans is here! What the fuck? Anyways, after all that cringy ass looking intro. Oops! What is up, guys? Ricardo from the MPD podcast here, and I'm
You
here.
did that already.
Okay,
Yeah, you did.
for real. Anyways, I'm here joined by my co-hosts and a special guest,
Fabian.
Aaron.
Angel.
Caesar.
and
Eduardo.
The Cesar guy.
it's the Halloween special, guys.
The Halloween special.
I'm Sans.
He's
Okay.
Sans.
I'm just a random piece of bubblegum.
Yes.
Aaron has returned. Even
Oh,
though he's
yeah,
only been
right.
gone for like one podcast.
Yeah.
As you guys can see,
Where the
he's
fuck
here.
have you been, actually?
Yeah, where you?
Yeah, you fucking ran away. Where the fuck did you go?
You went to
I went
Wisconsin on
places.
accident.
I went places.
We found you under a bridge, dude.
Oh, that's not places.
So here,
Not only
Okay,
that,
let's.
his shirt was bloody when we found him.
Yeah.
This
So for some
this is
reason
how
he
we
has
left
a
him.
mask.
This is
Oh,
the
wait,
costume.
actually, I should
This
have
is
the
my
mask on how you
costume.
have it.
We found
this
him
is-
bloody.
This is my real face.
No, that's the face of the
Your
guy
hand
you
is
cut
covering
off.
the mask, bro.
Bro, why is your fingers through your eye? Oh. Anyways.
He just shoots
Who
us.
was that guy?
Oh, Aaron?
Enrique's not here because he has. Oh wait, I should really talk there. Enrique's not here because he has work,
Yeah, he's working.
Yeah.
so that's a shame.
So you couldn't
That
make
kinda
it. But at least we
sucks.
have Eduardo here. How you
Yeah.
been, dude?
Good?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Alright.
Been chilling now.
Eduardo is one of our closest friends, and we decided to have him on our first special.
He's vibing.
He's just
Yeah.
vibing,
He's just
bro.
vibing.
Working for the town.
We'll
Vibe
vibe
check.
check him at one point.
He's working
Vibe
for
check.
the president and JB Pritzker.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
That's my boy.
Eduardo 2020.
Yes, sir.
You got coffee
Yeah,
again
alright.
as well?
So
Yeah.
we can finally continue Aaron's story.
Let's do that later.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we might save it for later because it's a really good story.
Let's just wait. Let's just like
Let's wait until the end, like the
We'll
last few
do-
minutes.
Yeah, it's a really good story.
Okay.
First segment, dreams. Should we?
Okay.
Wet
Should we
dreams.
talk about that? Oh no.
Any dream?
Okay.
No bad dream.
This is making me sweat.
Okay.
Okay.
Why don't you take it off?
So
Actually, put down the gate like a very small bit.
Oh, okay.
Just toss it. It just cuts off. Hey, what
Is
does
it
this?
good?
What does
No.
this?
Is that going
that-
down? Is that down?
Yeah, it has gotten closer to the right side.
Okay.
Isn't that?
Yeah, no, I decreased it.
Anyways,
So we should give a backstory on what was going on with those dreams.
What kind of backstory? Okay.
It was
so,
leading up to the floaker. Well,
Okay.
yours was way before.
Yeah. So the
Wait,
dream started off with me.
What?
I had a dream that we were all
Oh, that
at
dream.
all of us, including some more people, were at a house, a random house we've never been to, and we just I saw everybody here die. Everyone got killed right in front of me, and I barely managed to escape. And then a few hours after I woke up, Enrique tells us, "Stop."
Happy Halloween,
Ricardo
guys.
did a mistake and gave us
I know.
chocolates, dude.
He gave us chocolates.
no,
Also,
no
eggs.
chocolate, no chocolate,
No
No chocolate.
We're not
baby.
eating during the
We're not
podcast.
eating during the
I
podcast.
won't eat.
That was a
No,
bad
I
idea.
want to smell.
Podcast 2 flashback.
God damn
right
it.
here.
Yes, right here. Podcast 2 flashback.
This was the exact same spot
Yeah.
too.
Oh, it was here.
Yeah.
It was here. What
We
happened?
were eating hamburger.
Yeah. Okay, back to the
Hamburger.
story.
Hamburger.
A few hours after I woke up, Enrique tells us that he got into a car crash. And then a few days after that, something happened to Fabian, but he can't talk right now
Why
because
the
he's
fuck are
chewing.
you eating?
Is it which one was it?
Sleep.
Oh, I had sleep paralysis for the first time in like how old am
You're 15.
I know. No, I'm not. In like 15 years or 14 years.
Oh.
And well, in the sleep paralysis that I had, I was sleeping. End of story.
Okay.
Pretty much. I was asleep and I woke up screaming. But the thing is, like, when I woke up screaming, I couldn't see anything. So it felt like, you know, like when your eyes are open.
Your eyes are open, but you still can see.
Yeah, like if someone has their hands over your eyes. That's what I saw. Even though I don't know, it was weird. I couldn't see.
You saw.
You just
nothing.
see Aaron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, in my head, like someone was telling me, like I heard a voice telling me, "You're having sleep paralysis. Go back to sleep, and don't look at the people. They're all dead." I don't know, like what the fuck was. For all I know, there was like people there, and what I was seeing, someone was just covering my eyes and told me not to see because they were all dead.
You told us that it was like, don't look at them and don't speak to them.
No, what they said.
I'm scared.
What I heard was, go back to sleep. You have sleep paralysis, and don't look at the people. They're all dead. That's what they told me.
Mm-hmm.
Or don't speak to. It was one of the two. Don't look or don't talk to the people. And then I woke up, and I had a really bad feeling because it was leading up to like the Joker.
Yeah, this is a week or two before Joker came out.
We talked about this in the last podcast about what was like the whole stigma revolving around following Joker. And the thing is that like the day after, my mom, she had a dream, and she said in her dream she saw all of us getting shot. The people kept telling her to keep an eye on like the boys, like us. And she said that, like, they kept telling her, and she had no idea why. And then, like, in her dream, like, there was, like, a shooter chasing us and everything. I was like, damn. So, of course, like, we were paranoid going to go see Joker.
And then
You were paranoid.
we were okay.
I was fine.
We were paranoid.
I was
Ricardo
fine.
literally kept looking. I'm not sure how you were doing.
I was okay, but at the end,
We talked
I thought
about
it was
this
gonna
already.
shut up.
Because of, like, what was
Yeah,
happening.
yeah,
and shit.
I already-
Spoilers, just in case.
Spoiler alert.
We talked about it in the
goes
last.
crazy.
We talked about it in the last
I know.
podcast.
Joker was a good
No,
album.
No, but like the thing is, what got me more paranoid about it is because remember how this particular person, that person said how there's a security guard outside the theater, and that got me like outside the room. Like that got me paranoid because like they were ready for it.
Yeah,
They were ready
when
for
she
it.
got up to go use the bathroom. You guys remember?
Yeah.
She told me when she came back they had a security guard standing outside of the door and everything.
Oh.
Yes,
It was-
I didn't know that. What
No,
the
yeah.
fuck?
Hey, look, he would have been mad late.
No, dude, I was like paranoid, and I'm like, oh.
Whenever I was paranoid, whenever they would shoot, that's when I was like, that's like the perfect time for someone to
I mean,
shoot.
You just
Kinda
see people
mentioned
falling?
this-
Yeah,
I
whoa,
mentioned-
4D.
We kind of mentioned this in the last
podcast. Yeah.
because this is the reason why we're paranoid. is
Stop eating, cunts.
you know the consequences of eating.
I'm paying like a pill.
There-
You can't take pills.
Bro,
You're 15. You can't take pills.
It's because of the Dark
Perk
Knight or the Dark Knight, whatever.
this guy.
Why does it peak every time I take a bite?
Oh my god. Anyways, keep going.
Oh, what was it? Because of what was it called? The other movie with Heath Ledger.
Suicide. Oh,
The Dark Knight.
Yeah, the Dark
I
Knight.
didn't mean
But-
it like suicide. Like he committed suicide.
Wait, no. Was it The Dark Knight or The Dark Knight Rises?
I
I think it was The
fucking-
Dark
I think
Knight
it was,
Rises.
was
It was Batman Forever.
It was something to do with the dark.
That's lit. No,
But because of that, they were pretty much paranoid. I don't know. Plus, it was all over the news how like it caused fucking violence. It's stupid. I never liked
This
it.
one didn't
I-
have nothing
No,
like that.
there were like the news was like clinging to
Yeah.
any little thing.
like I hated the news about the Joker. They're like, oh, you shouldn't go see this Joker movie. I'm like, it's with your kids because it's inappropriate.
It's
like,
rated R for
it's
a
rated
fucking
R for a
reason.
reason. Like, bro.
What the
We
fuck,
were-
Fabian?
I'm not even buying hard.
That's it. I'm taking the fucking M&M's away.
Yeah, don't even give
Okay,
it to me.
well, we were talking about the dreams. We didn't even finish the story about
Yeah,
the dreams
dreams,
yet.
dreams. Okay, Aaron's turn.
What the?
What? Who else had a dream?
Me.
Afterwards?
Martin Luther King.
After that dream that his mom had, a few days later, I had a dream that we were all in the woods, and I saw what looked like a mix. I'm gonna fucking kill you, Aaron.
Why?
Every time we
You're
speak,
Aaron, I'm gonna fucking kill you too.
For what?
I don't know.
For being Aaron.
We were in the Fabian. I'm gonna fucking stab you with his knife.
Huh?
I don't even have a knife.
He pulls out a knife here.
And I saw a mix of a piranha plant and a demogorgon.
Piranha Plant is in the one from Smash.
Yes.
Wait, and the Demogorgon? Then you're thinking of Treehouse of Horror. Oh wait, no, that's fucking Simpsons. Little Shop of Horrors.
I guess.
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, where it's like this singing plant that eats people.
And then
It's an old movie.
and then during that, I ended up hearing a voice telling me,
Yeah.
"Don't worry, you won't be the first."
We're
So
going to
what you guys are.
We're going to in Wisconsin, so that's cool.
Where are we gonna like hold that off?
What are you talking about?
Were we not gonna announce that?
We just
We
did.
aren't.
We aren't going.
We're just gonna bleep everything that mentioned what we just said.
Word? I'm gonna just say everything with the location, the dates.
And
I'll do
yeah,
something
and I
about
chose
that.
a bad time to watch Until Dawn footage.
Why until
Hey, that game was good as.
I wanted it. I never played it. I was too scared.
Bro, it was free for like PS4.
Yeah, I have it.
Oh,
I just
You
never
never played
played it. It's just like Last of Us.
It's scary. It's a scary game, but
That's
it's actually
what
really
I
good.
feel like it would break, I feel like it
What
would
is
break
the
my
scary-
heart.
What is the scariest game you guys played? I
Resident Evil
wasn't
7.
thinking about.
In VR.
Plants vs Zombies.
What the fuck? Like,
No, not the Suns.
I don't know.
I've never played a scary game.
You really haven't?
I mean, I played like Slender Man and Until Dawn
That's
for
scary
VR.
game.
Yeah, we played Slenderman at some point.
I played Doki Doki.
Maybe the closest thing where I got like a huge reaction was Slender Man. You know,
In all seriousness, Doki Doki was fucked up.
it was a
It's
psychological,
psychological horror for a reason.
However, I will say this:
The one that hanged himself.
we have videos of us playing.
Do we still have it saved?
It's on the channel.
It's just private.
It's just
Yeah.
privated.
Like we said before, I'm pretty sure this channel was not originally a podcast channel or anything.
Nope.
It was supposed to be a gaming channel,
Yeah.
and we have videos
The
up
podcast
privated
was
now.
actually gonna be like a different series. But like the main thing was gonna be gameplay.
Don't put
Yeah.
that out.
I'm gonna have it here.
So we have gameplay footage set private that we might set up on the Discord.
Perhaps
maybe.
maybe. You guys
want to see me play Dead Space?
We have
I have-
Monopoly.
I actually watched
Why
their
not?
We have-
Slender
we
videos.
We
I
have
have access to his account. Which
The
is, like,
MPD
connected
account.
to it.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
video account. And yeah,
Like
we
I
have
watched
gameplay
we
like
have Monopoly,
Overcooked
Slenderman,
and Slenderman.
Overcooked.
We never finished Overcooked and Slenderman though. We finished Monopoly though.
Yeah, because we did that in one go.
Yeah, which was a really bad. It gets really like
It gets really
dead near the end.
Yeah.
But Slenderman, like, we were like one stage away from finishing it too. We just never finished it
It's because we fucked up. I'm pretty
because
sure.
we stayed up the whole night playing Slenderman.
Didn't we fuck up at some
Oh
point?
yeah.
Oh yeah, that too. We like skipped a chapter by
Yeah,
accident. I don't know how the hell
somehow.
we did
We
that.
somehow skipped a chapter.
Secret ending.
Fucking
Oh,
So yeah, all that happened. How the fuck did we get to that?
because it wasn't a good combination eating M&Ms and drinking coffee because my stomach is hurting.
What did you eat
That's your
there?
fault.
Because it's
Your-
M&Ms.
It's mocha coffee for.
All right, Simon. So how does it feel being in Smash?
How's it feel?
All right, Sans. How does it feel being in Smash?
You have the mask
I
on.
had-
You're looking
I
at
had a
Ricardo.
bad time.
Uh,
Oh.
I had
All
a
right,
bad
Michael.
time.
How's it feel being in Dead by Daylight?
How's it feel being in the...
how does it feel fucking slamming the cup on the table?
How's it feel being rejected by a lesbian?
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
She
though.
was hot.
She
She
was
was hot.
she was really hot, and I really liked her.
Isn't she
But then
someone's
she just-
daughter in the show? Winona, isn't she Winona's daughter?
No.
No.
She's someone's daughter in the
She's
show.
not.
Wait, what are we talking about?
This is the first time we meet her.
It's
The
it's
girl
a
in
character.
fucking Stranger Things, the one that works.
Robin.
She's someone's
Yeah, she's
daughter.
Kill Bill.
Oh yeah,
Kill
she's
Bill's
Uma
daughter.
Thurman's daughter. That's what she
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
The reason you know this because of fucking Kill
Wait, yeah, Kill.
He's just like, bro, Kill Bill. He's like, nobody likes that movie,
I don't like that movie. I
Listen,
hate
Kill Bill.
It's not good.
It's
Kinda
overrated. I hate it.
I saw it when I was younger and I haven't seen it ever
It
since.
was okay.
She didn't
It
end
was
her
alright.
whip.
It was okay, but it's over.
You know what movie does kind of
Saw it
suck?
too.
Apollo 18.
No, that was just a cool movie.
You know what movie sucked?
It was a joke.
Suicide Squad.
Jared Leto as a Joker.
Someone's
bro.
His laugh was so
I don't think he
bad.
was a bad Joker. I think they wrote a bad Joker.
Yeah.
I think he had potential. I
He
feel
didn't
bad.
have potential.
I feel bad for him.
He didn't have potential.
I think he looked cool. I was hyped for him being.
Look,
looked
you
cool.
can't blame the
I-
Spider-Man. You can only blame the writers who made him say that
What?
or made him that way.
Yeah, you can't blame the actor.
So Andrew,
I actually liked. Why are we talking about that?
I don't know.
We got to talk about spooky stuff. I'm not gonna sign my hands.
Sam.
Look at this pumpkin.
It's still Halloween. October.
Pumpkin. That is all.
No, it's cold. It's cold. Yeah.
Okay.
We put a fucking sign up to kids not to knock or anything for. We're not recording this.
We're not recording
I
this.
tried going with it.
You have a random kid.
I tried going with it.
Random ass kid comes through my house. I said trick or treat.
Just kidding.
We're recording this like a week before
No,
Halloween.
we're recording this yesterday.
Oh,
Aren't we recording this like tomorrow?
I thought it was November.
What the fuck?
We were supposed
Wait,
to
we're not in the
record
cabinet.
it.
We're actually in November right now.
I know.
We recorded this last year.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Third?
We're still in high
we're
school.
supposed to be talking about spooky
Yeah,
things, guys.
let's just let Aaron continue the story.
But
Oh,
what?
first podcast
No.
ever.
Okay, so if you were around since the first podcast,
Not me.
we had to cut it. We had to cut it at a
We
certain
had a
time.
time limit.
We had a time limit before because
We were recording through PlayStation. PlayStation
Yeah.
Share Factory.
we record through Share Factory, which some of you may know is whack.
It's
And
alright.
we had a 1 hour time limit. But now we have Cesar the editor, so we can record as long as we want.
That's why we have like 2 episodes with.
An hour and a half or over.
Yeah. Especially the fucking.
Conspiracy
The last
theories. And the last one.
one. Oh,
Yo.
conspiracy theories was the longest one.
That was like 2
Technically,
hours.
Yeah,
Was the
technically
longest
it
one.
is like 2 hours.
Because
it
it was
was-
split into 2 parts.
Yeah.
It was 4 and a 4.5.
I don't know
all in
why
one
we
go.
split it.
Yeah, now that I think about it, I don't know why we did
We
that.
just got so invested into it.
Cause I'm
Yeah,
not,
why did we cut it?
I'm
though?
not sure we can do 2 hours in total.
I think we.
Plus, he needs time to
No,
edit.
what happened was that I think we took a break and then you saw that it got messed up.
Yeah.
And then we're just like, let's just record a whole new one just so we don't risk anything.
Oh yeah, like we sent the trailer. Okay,
That's
so
making noise, I'm sorry.
I taste the impossible Whopper when I burn.
That's so disgusting.
can we just talk about the movement Mr. Beast made right now?
Okay, yeah, let's just bring that up.
Wait, what the fuck?
What the
We're
fuck?
supposed to be
Let's
talking about
Let's
this.
finish
cover,
stories.
let's cover basic
Do
topics.
we
that
not
we
finish
get-
stories at this
No,
podcast?
we don't. We get into the
We
stories.
have said
Well, okay, here's the thing. I wouldn't say that was clickbait, but it was actually starting a movement.
No, yeah.
that
Yeah.
shit was
I don't think it's. I don't think it's
It's
clickbait.
not.
I
Cause it's like.
Technically, he is gonna plant 20 million.
Yeah,
I donated $3 to it.
I donated $5.
I haven't donated yet, but I'm gonna donate 1,000 later.
I'm just vibing.
Why would you do that?
Cause I don't want
Because he
PC
wants to
anymore.
plant 1,000.
He
trees.
doesn't
We want to live
DC
longer.
anymore.
That's why.
But yeah, it's like trending all. I was about to check, but it's like trending all over Twitter. Like, I'm sorry for slamming it for like what he did. It's called Team Tree, right? The hashtag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Team
T-Series?
huh?
Team Trees.
Speaking of T
Team
series,
Tree.
I found the T series for our channel.
What?
It's called the MPD Show.
Yeah.
They're all a bunch of Indians.
Oh yeah!
Yes,
We found it last time.
They look exactly
Guys,
like you
we're-
guys.
we had a
Holy
huge- we-
shit.
We had a huge ass fight.
You think it's just Lori?
But yeah, there are T series. They're winning, but there are T series.
How much?
How many
We're not gonna
subscribers?
456 subscribers.
Way better than them.
Yo, y'all should subscribe to us so we could beat them. You know, like how PewDiePie did with T-Series?
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
this is like the more scuffed
We're
version
like,
of that.
we're like PewDiePie. We're
Am I
not.
the dude? Stop. Am I the only one who still watches the Peter Pan wedding video?
It was nice. It
That
was
shit made me
sweet.
cry.
It was cute.
It was
It was
sweet.
cute.
It was like how many years were they engaged and then they actually got married? I'm
No,
like,
not engaged.
They were dating.
They
for
were
like a
dating
while.
Yeah.
for a long
With
time.
Marcia Pie. Was that her like channel name?
Marcia.
PewDiePie.
Marcia Pie.
It was PewDiePie?
Cutie Pie.
Oh yeah, it was Cutie Pie. Yeah, and now it's Marcia.
She is hot though.
She's okay.
She cute.
She's cute, but
What the fuck is this a subject for?
Yeah,
How did it get to this?
She's cool. I
She
mean,
comes on.
well, back to Mr. B.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back to Mr.
She's an Italian, dude.
You guys don't finish stories.
I'm fucking sweating all over the place,
everything.
dude.
why is everything so inconsistent right now?
Because Halloween.
And we're supposed to be talking
No.
about spooky stuff.
Not
Can
yet.
you look up my fucking coffee, please? Can you look up
It's
his coffee,
empty.
You
please?
finished your coffee
Oh
already?
yeah.
Are you?
But yeah, we're literally recording this a few hours after Mr. Beast uploaded that video about the 20 million trees.
Yeah, the Mad Lad almost did it. Technically, he's gonna do it.
The Mad Lad is right now made like
actually check
200K.
Like when I last checked, he was at like 51,000, I think.
Last I checked, it was 70K.
Well, I don't know.
Check my
Let me check it.
I'm
If it can load or some shit.
We are really checking during a podcast. This
Yes.
is really scuffed.
All it takes is one person.
Look, he's number 2 on trending.
Is he actually trending?
He's-
$473,000 and 500.
And like the whole the whole fundraiser is like the last time I checked it was at like
What
over
the
$750,000
fuck?
of $1 million.
He has 2 million views and he's only funded 400,000, almost 500,000.
So that means
Not
like
even like,
3/4 of those people said fuck that.
Yeah, all you gotta do is donate $1.
I mean, not really.
It doesn't give you the option for $1.
It
No,
does.
I mean
It doesn't
like
give me the option.
In other.
What?
Our boy is back.
He's back.
Oh, okay.
I mean, not even
This is
3/4, because
like
some people probably donate like 150.
You can
So,
put in an
It's
in
probably way
other.
less than that.
I'm saying this right now,
yeah.
even though we're a small channel, please donate.
Yeah.
Save the world. My final message.
One,
Goodbye.
if you donate to our Patreon, we'll donate that money. No, I'm kidding.
I don't get money, so don't do it.
Okay, we should really start the spooky stories now. Is that everything that we want to get with
Yeah.
Mr. Beast?
Okay.
I mean, okay,
I'm
now
getting a PC.
What's
soon.
Obama's last name?
Okay.
Okay.
Biden. Anyways,
Obama
So
was
Goku
on-
and Smash.
No.
Yes.
all right, guys.
One.
Technical
Un
difficulty.
minuto.
Can I hit it? Can I
No,
hit it?
no.
Let's just continue. This part's gonna be cut then, or
Okay. Okay.
Can I say that?
Okay.
We should continue Aaron's story.
Don't say
No, let's save that for the end.
Can't say
I
that
kinda-
word.
Let's
Yeah.
talk about scary movies right now.
Scary.
How whack did they become from old scary movies to new ones?
You just fucking stole what I said yesterday.
What?
I said the movies nowadays suck. The old ones were way better.
I didn't hear you say that.
Did I not say that? We were talking about
I was
Yeah,
on
he
my,
said-
I was
he
on
said
my
that.
He
AirPods.
said it.
F in the
I
chat,
was
boys.
on my AirPods, so I wasn't listening.
So
Well,
it
here's the
too.
thing.
It
What
was
about
good.
We talked about it too already.
Oh,
Which one?
Yeah.
We talked about it too.
I'm about to talk
So
about it,
scary
too.
movies. It's all in the dark.
That sucks.
We talked
It sucks.
It really sucks.
Scary
It really
movie.
sucks.
It was a funny movie, but not scary.
It was
10
crazy.
It was cringy. It
Yeah.
was really
It was. Like looking back at it, I don't know how
You're not
that
even
movie
there.
went well.
cringy. You weren't.
So you had no right to say.
The first two stories were the only ones that were actually kind of scary.
No, the spider
After
one.
that,
The spider.
The
No,
pimple one. That. Ooh.
the one
man.
for me was when the guy was under the bed. That shit.
That's a
stressed
way
me.
too
Yeah,
long.
that it was taking so
look
long
under?
for something that happened, and I was just stressed the whole time.
And then next thing you know, it was actually
Wait,
behind
what
her.
movie?
Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Oh, I
One
didn't
with the
see that
books.
one. I didn't see that one. I still need to see it.
Dog.
I don't care though.
He just throws up. Oh.
What the fuck? I keep wanting to grab his coffee.
So
You spit it out. Just drink it.
so can any of you like handle like demonic movies?
Yeah.
Like
Enough
Poltergeist?
with the Exorcist.
I wasn't talking about the
What were you gonna
Exorcist.
bring
On
up?
Wednesday.
No, like just overall.
Those are the ones that fuck with me the most.
Yeah.
Because I do believe in like
Poltergeist,
demons and shit
yeah.
and all that. I do believe in all that.
Then why do you want to do
Lucifer.
the
Because I believe in it.
Bro, how about they come in honcho? I'm not gonna do it.
And what?
I'll never do that.
Oh. I
How
want to
about
do the Ouija.
Bro, you
board.
guys let your hand out, you're dead. You're dead.
Yeah, that is. If you lift up your hand, like you're fucked.
You better not curse
We
me.
were-
Even though
You
I'm
are.
out there, you guys better
I
not
saw a
curse
picture of the prototype of the fucking.
Because here's the thing.
I said-
when I asked about if you guys believe in demons or spirits, is that it's just because they've been acting weird lately.
I like the stories for them.
What? I thought you were gonna bring
My dogs have been acting
Oh,
weird.
really?
me. I wanna go home. Take me home.
You're staying here.
Oh shit, not Eric.
Everyone starts floating.
Just throw a cup at
No,
him.
so when I mean they're acting weird, it's just that Chula stopped going to the fence, but she's not going.
We kept that story in, right?
Yeah.
It's probably like
Yeah,
a raccoon.
Chula's
we
always-
talked about it
Yeah,
already.
well,
Oh.
give them a refresher.
Anyways.
Because I don't know if you know, unless you watched it.
Anyways,
it's,
so-
okay. It's okay if you didn't.
So, anyways,
You guys
a
have
couple
dogs?
years ago, I used to have just one dog, and his name was Rocky. You remember that? You know what happened? He's buried by the fence.
Yeah.
So, Chula was always by that fence. She was always
Actually,
there.
she actually-
was
she
always
like
there.
Yeah,
She-
we've
she's
seen
always
her.
stays right there, dude.
No.
And then now she's like not, but now she sleeps on the staircase. right the exact same spot where Rocky was before he ran out and died.
He did tell me that last time I was here that he always like laid there or something.
He always laid down there.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
And
Oh,
that
he
shit-
stepped on the.
You think
No,
she
it's
like
fine.
she's like
It's fine.
She can sense it.
like she's
She-
hanging with
Dogs
the
can.
spirit?
Yeah, they can-
Dogs
they can
can
sense
sense
animals
it,
can sense
apparently.
it. And ever since that, they've been scared to go outside by themselves.
Like
One
at a time?
One at a time. Jola's out there because she's just cooling.
She's
She's
just
vibing.
She's bad.
She's vibing.
bowling.
But Chico has been acting weird lately. He actually lost 5 pounds from
And he's putting in
without
the
eating. No,
no,
No.
he
No.
lost.
he lost 5 pounds, and the thing is, we don't give him food when he begs, and he's not eating his food.
Wait, you don't or you
We
do?
don't.
I don't give him food at all.
I think that's why he's lost 5. I think you're wording it wrong.
He doesn't. He doesn't go for his food, and we never give him our food.
So he just doesn't eat for a
He
while.
just doesn't eat.
Okay.
And it's weird too, because my parents say he's being acting strange too, because he's been crying under the bed.
Mm.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Are you okay?
Chico always used to sleep with my parents on top of the bed, and now he sleeps under.
When was it that this happened? That happened? You know what month?
Last week.
Okay. No, I'm talking about like with Rocky.
Like the day it happened.
Last week.
The day it happened, it's next month.
Okay.
Huh.
Noviembre?
Well,
November.
okay,
November
this
is when he passed away.
Guys, what? Something
What
touched
is
my
this
foot.
here?
Something touched my
I didn't know what it was.
It's a dog. Just kick it.
No, it's almost gonna be 3 years since he passed away.
So, if it, shit.
Stepping on my knee.
And they're acting.
And they're acting strange. And I don't know what the fuck. They never hang out in my room, by the way. But now that's the safest place they're at.
I think. I mean, I do think that dogs like do sense the dead.
You think?
I'm sorry.
You think
Let me
it's just
scoot in,
that,
let me
like-
scoot in.
Aaron senses them too, don't worry.
Huh?
No,
You
but
would
yeah,
banging
and
on the
I'm
door with just white his pubes.
Chico's always with my dad because he feels the safest. If not, he's with my mom or me.
Mm.
And then he's always been at Michael's room sleeping for now. Because since
Brother.
my brother's
Yeah.
gone, yeah.
Oh wait, well, yeah, for the others.
My brother's in Cuba. He's deployed right now, so he's gonna be gone for a year. Chico has been sleeping on his bed. He hasn't been in my parents' room since then.
Big changes after high school.
He's lying right.
Yeah.
Learn
No,
more.
he feels safest because we're here, obviously.
Oh yeah, true.
He's like gay people. Protect
No,
me.
she's not. I keep trying like if she's
Okay,
there.
I'm like, is she there? No, but yeah, and I'm like, what the fuck, you know? And just to make sure, his pictures are not right. You know how Rocky?
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Has anything happened with that, or
It keeps falling.
oh, it keeps falling?
Yeah.
Yeah. He has a picture of Rocky.
On my
He
wall.
has it like nailed up, or was it?
It's
I don't know.
nailed.
It used to be
Nailed.
like in a frame, right?
No, it's still in
It's
the
still in
frame.
the
It's
frame.
just nailed.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen it.
Before I put it on top of a drawer and it keeps falling down. I nailed it to the wall. I wake up, it's right next to me.
Bro, that sounds.
And I'm like, fuck that. And I nailed it. I nailed it again.
He's just trying to cuddle.
Okay, just put
Yeah,
tape.
no. Like, at that point, it's just like somebody's holding on to Rocky. I already let go.
You have the leash, don't you?
No, we threw that away.
Oh. I don't know.
Somebody still remembering Rocky.
Someone
Rocky
has one of his
Either
fur
that,
babies.
no, not like that. Either it might be just because of the fact that your dog senses them.
Yeah, I was thinking that, like, do you think they still, like, sense?
Yeah, they do.
Animals sense it. Every animal.
Do like they sense when someone's dying and everything.
Or his scent.
Like,
They
I don't
sense
wanna-
when you're sad.
Yeah. No. Yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, I've seen it happen with my dog where someone was like crying and he like ran to them and he just started like cuddling them and everything.
Like,
Yeah, like with my
No.
dog, there are times where I'm like,
Fabian's
damn,
fine.
I'm gonna die alone, and he just
Oh.
comes up to me and he's like,
He's
oh,
like-
hello.
He wasn't cuddling.
He's like, yeah, you are.
But yeah,
Well, speaking of like animals, do
The frog.
you want to explain about your house?
The frog.
Oh yeah, so
the frog.
He's
Dude,
so haunting
no,
me.
there
He's
was
so
a
haunting me.
time where I thought the frog was haunting me
All you hear is,
because there was a time where I would hear like when it like croaked, I would hear
I need water.
So I had a pet frog. For those, I don't know, like if you guys know.
I didn't know.
I had a pet frog. It was
yes.
a Pac-Man frog.
I seen him once.
He goes, I'm a.
No.
Anyways.
And I had the house I had before the one I currently live in. I slept in the attic, and I had this like big ass old TV, and it gave off so much heat.
Yeah, what a.
I remember.
It gave off so much heat, and I had the frog on top of the TV in a cage.
Oh.
I didn't think about it.
Right
It was like above the TV. And I didn't know you had to be moistening frogs up. I thought like they just stay
They're in the
moist.
rainforest for a reason.
I thought they would stay moist themselves.
Moist.
And I think like a
They look
week.
like SpongeBob,
I think,
I don't need it.
I think a week passed, and I checked up on it, and it was so dry. Like it just fucking died from just drying
I remember
out.
seeing him knocking on the window with a fucking
Water.
Fabian just looked at him
But
like,
yeah, no.
Damn,
Going back into seriousness.
Wait, Fabian, you might have to, you might have to like.
I
I know. Wait, you might have to either bleach it or cut it off. But like, damn, Fabian, you never kept it moist.
No, it stayed moist itself.
Okay.
What if it was alive and I just threw it away? It was asleep.
It was just.
No, I touched it to see if it would like, and it just like where I touched it, it just crumbled apart. No, I'm kidding.
Are you standing
No, but yeah, and like a day after it died, or I threw it away.
This is the garbage.
I mean, I don't know where else to put it.
It's still alive, bro.
Just flush it.
just like chilling.
And I heard it croak, like I would hear it croak, and I remember I was like, "Am I being haunted by a fucking frog?"
It's like you never fucking watered me.
Your frog if it managed to crawl, it was alive, and it crawled its way back into it.
Just choking you in the middle of the night.
How would you react if you just fucking you're sleeping and then next thing you know you're just like in a
You
dark
wake
place,
up
you turn
and it's
around,
just
it's a fucking frog like water. Give me water. I don't need it.
Yeah, I miss it.
Now, what if one day you wake up, it's right next to you, it croaks and sticks its tongue up your nose?
How would you react if it goes up your ass?
What the fuck?
Why
Alright,
you have
finish your story.
Yeah,
Finish
but
your-
that's everything I
Finish.
had to say.
Finish and then you're gonna start.
Start it.
I don't. Do you know about his house? What goes on there?
What's been happening?
No.
No,
I
that,
gotta kick your
that,
dog.
yes, that.
You know about it?
And I don't think I never told him.
That's
He knows.
I know. Me and Ricardo know for sure. I don't know about Aaron.
someone with
So-
an innate in there.
So
That's why it's
about 2 to 3 years ago,
Oh.
my room used to be in the basement, and on Christmas Eve, I had sleep paralysis for the first time.
Why is she scary?
And I didn't know sleep paralysis at the moment. I thought it was just like a family member that just went to my room and stared at me. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? I couldn't move, talk or anything like sleep paralysis normally. And I'm like, then when you just go into my room, and it was like, no, like, you told me I had sleep paralysis? I'm like, yeah, like, oh.
Get to the point.
This is why I always sleep facing the wall.
And then,
it's leading up, bro.
Wait, what?
This is why I always sleep facing the wall.
Yeah, I started getting a habit of doing
I
that.
can't look at my door.
Well, I
I do that
had to
face the
get
wall.
used to it now.
no, I do that, but when I had sleep paralysis, I was just like up, like I was facing upwards.
No,
and
with
towards the
me,
wall.
I don't like sleeping with my back, like me facing up, like to the ceiling, because they say that's what increases the chance of you getting sleep
I just be
paralysis.
looking at the wall, bro.
I just sleep on my side.
I sleep on my side all the
I
time.
sleep with my belly down.
I force myself to do that or on my
I
side.
just float.
I got used to it because of wrestling.
I sleep upside down.
SpongeBob.
But continue your story.
And a few days after that, my parents were in the living room, and I was downstairs. Sister was gone, and then they said that they saw like a shadow walking down the hallway. They called me up and said, "Was that you?" I'm like, "No," and then
I
again
will
after
return.
that, he's leaving. After that, everyone was in the basement. My dog was barking at the stairs. I look at the stairs and I see like the shadow again walking up the stairs. I had sleep paralysis for the second time, and then there was a point where I took a shower,
Word.
and when I got out the shower, I looked at the mirror, and I just see it written, not in blood, just like from the steam from it. It said, "Who am I?"
In blood?
No, not in blood.
That I didn't know about. You never told me about
I
that.
told you guys about that.
I don't remember.
I kind of regret getting that camera in front of the door now, because I keep getting notifications saying so there's movement in front of your door, and then it says there's somebody at your door.
He's falling for it right now.
I know.
What?
I will eat your ass right there. No, but this is like 2, 3 in the morning where I'm still awake trying to go to sleep. Then I look at it and there's nothing there.
What if it's like just like it catches like a car just going by? Or something?
It might be an
It's
animal that
sensors.
passes by or something.
No, it's a sensor, like literally in the front step.
Okay.
Squirrel.
It's a bird.
Wind.
No.
Fire.
What the fuck?
Earth.
Okay.
I don't know how it goes. Wait, so is that all? Like, there was one other story where
I can't remember.
Did you say where they asked like if your sister was like passed by your room or something? Remember you telling a story?
Yeah,
about
I said that already.
Oh,
where
you did?
like my parents saw like a shadow figure walk by.
Oh, I was down there, I guess, when you said it.
I don't remember anymore. I just know what I said.
Just angels on the wall.
I have myself when it comes to ghosts. What was that?
It was dog.
Oh, okay. And that was like a phone.
Damn, what kind of ringtone was that?
Me, myself, and I.
He would have it.
When I used to like live in a basement.
You still do that?
No, I mean like my whole family lived. Like we were renting a basement.
Okay.
And
Road. This guy.
I'll be right back.
and
Yep.
What was I saying?
He will be back.
And this is like I still remember what day this was too because of what I was thinking. So like I said, I lived in the basement and I shared a bunk bed with my sister. I had the top bed.
What?
No, I wasn't that big at the time. I was younger. I was like 5 no, I was like 8 or 7.
So you were showing your dominance by getting
I see your photos.
That's my sister. Okay.
What?
That's really weird the way you made it sound.
No, he didn't mean
My
like
dad.
that.
And
I didn't mean it like that. Stop.
That's what white people shit.
Shut the fuck up.
What the fuck?
That's what I meant.
Hey, you're getting spikes.
Doesn't matter.
those are
Right.
peaks.
Is that a bad thing?
Anyway,
Yeah.
so I slept on the top bed, and I had a clear view of the kitchen.
Get off me.
The way it was, like the doorway was, I was like, my bed was here, and the doorway was here, and down the hallway was the kitchen. What?
It looks so funny with the gloves.
Yes.
I can
Take off
barely
your gloves.
understand what you.
No, because I had to keep the glove. I'm Sonic. He doesn't
No,
have hands.
I don't
Are
even
you?
have.
Y'all want some ice
my
cream?
ass.
And anyway, in the kitchen, everything was off. It was the day before Thanksgiving because I saw like shadowy figure, like black silhouette figures.
Yes.
No, and I saw them like opening the fridge, and they like so one of them opened the. What happened?
I know what you're thinking now.
What happened?
Is it robbing? Were they robbing?
Look, you know what? Somebody walked in your house and grabbed some food,
This suddenly has turned.
It's trying to be scary.
This has suddenly turned to a funny podcast instead of a scary podcast.
Should I just send you the video of what we're thinking of?
I know what you're thinking.
Okay.
I just said what they were thinking of. I think.
I don't know.
Yeah. He did.
Just go back, you fool. Anyway, continuing. I saw the
Should we just
no.
put
Here's
it
the thing.
on the plate?
It looked like they weren't opening anything, but it looked like they opened the fridge and the oven, and there was like a little girl sitting on the chair, and like she just kept looking back and forth, but she had like a green face. It was weird, and the thing in that basement,
It was Gamora.
she had, I don't know. It was like a green. I don't know. It was like a
Young
green
Gamora.
skull. No.
Shut up with that.
It was really weird. And the thing is, in that basement, at the time, the youngest of my sisters, she's like the middle one now. She was like, I think around 1 or... She started talking when she started saying some stuff. So she said...
No, duh.
I know. But I mean, like... So, again, continuing to how my room was set up, where the bed was here and the door was here, right
Have I heard
across
this
from...
way before?
I don't know. Right across from it was the bathroom, and the bathroom had a mirror, like, on the door, like, outside of it. So, pretty much if you were in the hallway, the mirror was there. And my sister was always afraid to go to the bathroom, because she said there was always an old lady there. Like, in the mirror looking at her, there was an old lady, or, like, she would hear an old lady. And the thing is, we asked her, like, how she looked, and she described my great-grandma, but she never met her, because she died, like, in 2000 or 2002, I can't remember.
You said this.
You said this
You
before.
said this on my video that's on my channel still.
Okay.
Start on one of yourself.
And
Which will be in the description.
No.
And Yeah, that's like when she described that, we were like fucking shocked because she never met her. Like I barely knew her. I was like a year when she died. So when she described it, we were like, what the fuck? And that's really like, I don't know if I've had any other ghost experiences besides that. If I do, oh wait,
You do.
another thing. I'm not sure what you're thinking. I'm probably at this house. What? What?
Enrique's house.
Oh yeah.
But
I'll
we
get to
already
that.
said that.
Yeah, we did, but
Yeah?
I would like further because I didn't really like finish through there. But I actually just had an experience at this house like recently. I forgot about that.
Which house? This house or like your
The
house?
one,
The
I,
one
no,
you're
the
in
one I
Oh,
currently live
okay.
in.
I was like, hold on.
The after the marathon,
Oh.
I slept in my sister's room because they were like working on something in the basement,
Mm.
Yeah.
and my sister's afraid of sleeping. She the oldest one. She's 16, I think.
She's in high school.
How do you not know this?
Because I forget. I don't keep that. She's 2 years younger than me, so I think she's 6. Yeah, she's 16, and she doesn't.
14.
She doesn't.
She's 15. So that means she's 13.
Stop.
So
She doesn't like sleeping in the dark. I always made fun of her because of that. Cause like, who the fuck's afraid of the dark now?
That's my sister.
Okay, well, it's her age. My
Look-
sister's like,
look- look-
she's
look-
16 and she's afraid of the dark. But the thing is, she doesn't like sleeping in her room because she says she always has the feeling that someone's watching her. So like my dad, like when she said that he like locked the windows and everything, but like he told her to close the curtains in case it was like someone. But she said that she still gets the feeling someone's staring at her, and so I never really like paid attention. I always thought it was just her being paranoid of her like not wanting to sleep in the dark. Until that night when I slept in her room, she slept in my other sister's room, and I woke up like randomly, like I don't know what time it was, like in the middle of the night I woke up, and I just had a feeling that someone was looking at me, but in my head I'm like, I remembered what my sister would say, that someone stares at her in her sleep, and the moment I remembered that, I just closed my eyes and forced myself to go back to sleep, and so for a moment I was like, did I like get that same thing that she feels when someone's staring at her? But yeah. Like, this house, she keeps saying that there's someone in her room. Like, she feels someone there. And I've heard, like, there's been random noises that I hear, too, like, in there. I remember on our first, I just remembered something else. I keep remembering things now. I remember on our first week that we moved in there, I don't know if I ever told, like, one of you guys. On our first week that we moved in there, we were sitting in the kitchen. And I saw, so you guys know how, like, the back is set up, like, for my parents' room in the bathroom?
Yeah.
We saw someone move from the bathroom to their room, and I looked and so did my mom. So I wasn't the only one that saw, and we both started saying that we saw someone move, like we just saw someone move, and we heard like movement. And I remember that because my dad, he checked in the attic in case there was like someone inside or something.
Is it in the attic?
No. But I don't know how I forgot about that, but I remember that happening. Like we saw someone move, and that's around my sister's room, and then she says that there's someone in there. And my dog does not like going like into dark. My dog, I don't know if he's just afraid of the dark, but my dog does not like being in dark places. Like when we tell him to go somewhere, he doesn't like going there.
Your dog's the asshole.
So, I don't know. For all I know, this house might be haunted. Maybe not that badly, but
get a whole priest in there.
get a Ouija board and contact it.
Hey, you
Good luck.
Yeah, I'm just.
What if
vibing.
every house is haunted?
There's gotta be
there's something.
someone's had to have died at least once in the house
that
we all
house.
live in.
Or the area
Best thing
where
would
we
be
live
right
in.
there.
Because it's uncomfortable, dude. Look at how like messed up these gloves are.
Just take off your gloves because every fucking
I'm
time you
sorry.
try to move your hand, move your hand with the story, I hear him wheezing.
Yeah,
I'm
he just
being,
laughs.
I'm being for real. Like you should probably just take off your gloves.
I don't have any time to move my hands anymore. I don't have a purpose. Now back to
You see what I
You
mean?
just did it.
Take
now,
them off.
Continuing the
Just take 'em off,
story.
just take 'em
How
off.
many? When was this?
Mm.
The conspiracy video
That was like
Yeah, the
2
with
months ago.
Enrique's house.
Yeah.
Enrique's
Do you
house.
remember when we would play with Enrique and he would like always randomly get quiet and he'd be like he saw someone in his house? I don't know if you know about this. One time we went to Enrique's house because there's two things that happened. We pretty much covered the one where you were like pretty quickly. Like we covered it pretty good, but just to summarize what happened. So you know how like his couch is set up in the basement and how you can see the hallway? I was sitting closest to the hallway and I think in the order it was me, Enrique, and Ricardo, I think. And I randomly like looked to the left, like towards the kitchen.
Get the fucking
Get-
gloves.
Bro,
Take
the
your
gloves
damn
are-
gloves off. I didn't want to say anything.
I took them off.
I can see this dude
I
laughing.
saw someone move like across the hallway from his kitchen, and I pointed it out to Enrique, and that's when he said that he sees people move over there.
And then I got paranoid. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, and it all goes down to a story where Enrique said there's like someone, like a ghost that lives in his basement. Like he's like his dog, you know, he has a dog now. It doesn't like going downstairs, and it gets really aggressive when it's out there. And another story that happened in Enrique's house. I spent the night there. I think it was after there was this thing that our school used to do at Morden West. It was like an overnight thing. I forgot what it was.
Oh,
A
the
lock-in?
club.
Yeah, no, not the
The
lock-in.
club thing where they stay on the field the
Yeah,
entire
and you
night.
walk around the field.
Yeah.
I forgot what the cancer awareness thing or something.
I don't think it was cancer awareness.
It was because I remember
Yeah, I
saying
remember.
I have breast cancer again.
Brass?
She fucking died.
Okay. Anyways, go.
And we spent the night that day. It was me, a friend of ours named Oscar, and then Enrique. This is the one I never really finished. But the way it was set up, I was on Enrique's, at the end of his bed. Enrique was like laying on his bed. I was pretty much sitting, and Oscar was on the floor. Like, I already explained this. He was like on the floor, but he was facing the doorway. So you know how Enrique's like door is like a curtain. That night I saw like someone move past the curtain, and Oscar that same moment he got up and he said he saw the curtain move like randomly. And after that, me and Oscar were just like scared as hell. To even like we couldn't sleep the whole night. It was like there's gotta like, and then like the whole thing about Enrique saying his basement is haunted. We were like scared as fuck to sleep afterwards. But yeah,
If only he was here.
yeah, he would have like given more because he said he had more stories, but he
Yeah.
can't make it.
Now, can I say something?
Go ahead.
The fucking government, dude. With
What the
Bernie
fuck?
Sanders.
Dude,
No,
What does that have to do with it?
Not the
Story. Stop.
They gave him a heart attack.
I know.
Wait, do you have a story or what?
All I know is you can't take a piss in Enrique's house. He always records it.
Yeah, there's a hole in Enrique's wall. I have a funny story of ever being completely naked for some reason.
Anyways, and
They did dumb shit to me.
the old black.
Yeah,
Remember
why should say
how
No black.
No.
No black.
the old black. Anyways, remember how bad this town was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like back in 2005 when.
Well, I never lived here by then, but yeah.
It was.
Were
it
you
was a
here?
gangster.
Like Latin Kings,
Oh
everybody
my
was
god!
here.
Yeah.
So in the old house, I used to live a couple blocks away from Morden East.
Yeah, you showing me which block?
He never showed me.
There was always shootings there, and unfortunately, 3 of my friends passed away. Going back to the old block, couple days ago.
Wait, what do you mean? Like you went back?
I
there?
went
Oh,
back. I
okay.
went to visit a friend because her father passed away.
Mhm.
So I just visited the old block. Not many of my neighbors are living there anymore. Cause and then I contacted one of them and I went to their house and they're like, oh yeah, we had a strange occurrences right now. Cause they removed the cement where it says God, I think, God,
Mhm.
because that was supposed to be a tribute to our friend. And then they said that they've been experiencing stuff, like chairs moving. One couldn't sleep at night because they see shadowy figures. One actually had their hair pulled, and I think I hear Chula outside that. I hear Chico.
Yeah.
Anyways, it wasn't just them. It wasn't just. Vente. It wasn't just.
Yeah.
Anyways, it wasn't just my neighbors next to me. It was the neighbors 2 houses away, and then it's the neighbors in the end of the block, the one that actually suffered a loss,
Mhm.
saying that my friend's room door is always opening by itself, and that there's things being thrown around in the room. So apparently they were experiencing a poltergeist, and they moved out of that house. Poltergeist.
It's
is
like a
what-
demon.
Yeah, I know
Oh,
what it
okay.
yeah.
I just remember.
I just know it from Luigi's Mansion.
Okay.
You guys
Anyways,
trying to watch the
The
movie?
Poltergeist 1000.
Anyways, so when that happened, I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck is going on in that block? And
It's my dead friends.
it's my dad.
It's fucked up.
For anything, it could be, but you know, hopefully it's not. Hopefully they're resting. But yeah, it's weird.
I just remember the story.
It's
But before you do that, we just said Luigi's Mansion. Luigi's Mansion.
the
Look,
Luigi's
look.
3 mansions.
Luigi's Mansion
Bro,
3 comes
you
out
jumped-
today.
Bro,
Dude,
Wait, does it?
no.
dude, you
Oh,
always
wait.
keep, you
When
always
it
keep
comes
bringing
up,
a random
it's up.
We're on
Just-
ghost stories, bro. Calm down.
I had a ghost story
I
in
didn't-
Luigi's Mansion
just
once.
wanted-
I saw a silhouette and he was hanging.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Anyways,
I never played Luigi Mansion, by the way.
There's a bug where it looks like he's hanging and stuff.
Yeah.
So, I think 8 years ago, my uncle passed away. He was like, well, he was like my mom's uncle. So I guess I don't know what that would mean. I mean, he's still my uncle.
Your
but-
uncle.
Granduncle, is that what it
Pretty
is?
much, but you're like, yeah.
I'm not gonna give away how he died. But pretty much he died at Mexico. And
I'm just gonna let you finish because I just remembered something.
Okay.
He was like, that was me.
And so I forgot. I don't know how old he was. He was pretty old though. And at Mexico, my great grandpa, he lives there, and I think it was him that experienced it.
I'm not kidding right now.
I just looked at the light.
Before you say that, I looked right there. And I thought I saw a fucking face, but it was
I know, right? Did you see me earlier? I was like, what the fuck?
Okay, this is the end of the podcast, guys. Let's go home.
There's stairs right there, and I thought I saw a fucking face.
I know. I'm like, wait, what the fuck?
I think
I was like, wait.
what I said.
Okay, continuing.
Oh, you mean going upstairs?
Going downstairs.
Yeah,
okay.
the stairs to the basement.
But it was what's it called?
Calendar.
I think so.
Jesus on it. So wherever.
You were
religious
I'll show pictures.
household.
You were scared and you're like, Jesus.
So at Mexico, after my uncle passed away, my my great grandpa said that he like heard him. He didn't know he had died yet. He died like some other place away from him, but like I think they told him last, my great grandpa. And the thing is, when they told him like what happened, they told him when he died. I'm gonna say like before this happened, it was 2 days ago. Because the night before they told him, he said that he saw him, like he was laying down on his bed, and out the window he like saw him standing there, and he like, but he wasn't like, it was like he was able to see the sun, like if he was smoking or something. He said he just saw him there, and he like he wore like a certain cologne and he smelled the cologne, so he like felt like he was just there. But the thing is, he had died the day before he saw him.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so they're like, who did he even see then? He said it was like he wasn't. I don't know. He said that he was like, well, he was shocked or something because just due to the fact they said that he saw him yesterday. So if he died 2 days ago, he like doesn't know who that was. So that's part of the whole thing. Like, I don't know, like what was going on, and that the thing is, my uncle had a daughter, which is she's technically my aunt, and the one that died was my great granduncle, and my aunt, she was pregnant at the time when he died, and like 2 weeks after she gave birth, and well, she's my cousin now, like her daughter, and my cousin always said that she would see him like, I guess I'm just gonna say her grandpa just for like to keep it simple. She said that she would see her grandpa like talking, like she would be talking to him, and she would see him there because they would ask her like to explain who she's talking to, and she would like describe him and everything. So, and they had like not a shrine, what's it called, a memorial, like you know what
shrine,
where they have like a candle and the picture of him. She always talked right there, and she said that she would see him, that she's talking to him
as a little kid, or
yeah, like she was like when she like barely learned to talk, she was like talking like I don't know, it was weird, and like yeah, she would like describe talking to him and everything.
The movie Coco.
But yeah, I don't know. It's like, was it him? I don't know. Maybe it was. If she was describing him and she never met him, who knows?
You think when we die, we're just like a spirit still in this world until like everyone just decides to let us go?
Like Coco?
Fabian has a black cousin.
Okay. I think when we die, I think there's more to this.
Yeah.
I think that when we die, I don't believe in heaven or hell. I just think there's like another
realm.
Yeah, like another. I
Like
don't know. Like,
purgatory?
or another like plane of existence.
The nether.
Well, we're like
Purgatory.
I believe George
Don't
Washington.
Well, no,
Purgatory.
purgatory is pretty much hell.
Yeah, it's like it's part of heaven and hell. Huh? Oh, anyway. But I do think there's like this isn't it. I think once we die, I think there is more to it. I just think death is a part of life. Whether we're ghosts, like still wandering around the earth.
Part of the journey is the end.
No, like it continues afterwards. Like whether we're wandering the earth, or let's say there is a heaven and hell, who knows? But I think there's more to it. I think we're just shells.
You think like life? This is just
Yours.
one part of it.
Yeah, I think
At
that's
the
what it
end,
is.
when we die, this is the end of that part one.
Yeah, I think there's like more to life and everything.
Here's part one.
When does the DLC come up?
No, I think we're souls in a shell. I think our bodies are actually just shells.
They're strapped.
Huh?
No.
Maybe
So I should.
because they say when we die, we lose a lot of weight. Whether again, it's like just us like fucking losing.
Deteriorating.
Yeah,
Puppy.
or
Pee-pee.
Puppy.
dude, you tell him to stop bringing up random stuff. And we like, I don't know, like there's like video footage or something. I don't know where they like you see like a light coming out of people when they die.
When they take their last breath and their eyes dilate more.
Bro, that's just.
Where they take their last breath.
Yeah. When you see them take there's videos out there when you see people take their last breath, it's literally so fucking. It gives you goosebumps.
Yeah.
Why? Like what happens?
It's just like I don't know.
Like you expect them to breathe again, but like their chest goes.
Like it just goes deeper down.
The lowest they can go, and then you see their eyes and their eyes just.
Yeah.
They're fucking.
It's
They
What if that's
how
like our
an
spirit
anime,
leaving? What?
Where they go.
where they dilate, dude, and it's so crazy.
Like maybe that goes to the thing that I think we're like spirits in our body, like in the show. I think we're actually our spirits, not our bodies.
I mean, it could tie into like heaven and.
Reincarnation.
No, because here's the thing, because
I kind of believe in
I wouldn't say, because I believe in the other like realm where like you could be reborn, where
So
if
reincarnation.
where you could be like you accept what happened and you move on and you're reborn, or you stay as a spirit, and the longer you stay, the more evil you become.
The more what?
The more evil you become.
Oh,
So like,
So like a demon.
because it is people that supposedly demons are people that can't. What the hell? I couldn't eat it.
Why?
But the
for
crazy
real.
those are
fact,
true.
he
Yo,
was able
that's
to
true.
open it. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, I do think that because they say demons are people that can't let go, so maybe it goes back to that you can stay, and it's just over time you do like you just forget why you're here,
yeah,
and you can't let go because
and
you're
then you
trying to
became
remember.
insane.
Yeah.
Insane, and then next thing you know, that's what happens.
But I don't know how you guys think about death and all of that.
You know,
Cause I sometimes I get paranoid once I like sit alone, listen to music, and then I think about death. I'm like, what's after? We don't really
No
know.
one knows.
that
No
shit
one
gets
knows.
to me.
And
It's
no
like-
one
it's-
will.
Yeah,
it's
it
the
like
fear-
fucks with me. I'm trying to even think of
Yeah.
what it is.
It's,
Like, I
it's
can't
the fear
process
of
it.
death. It's like for a person who goes through a lot of trauma and shit. It's really fucking like breathtaking. Like, what the fuck? Like, what is afterwards? Like, you
Yeah.
get scared of it.
Because it's weird to think that once you're dead, that's it. Like everything
Like, it's
continues
just
on
done.
without you. Like that's
like,
I don't know. It's weird.
Something I think of is like, let's say someone gets shot in the heart. That shuts down the body.
Mhm.
Your brain controls your whole body. What if your brain is like still active?
That's
It's
just.
still
the-
is.
But some people
No.
say that like getting shot, it's like getting like a needle, like getting like you know like you can go to like the doctor and sometimes you get like a needle.
And it just numbs your body.
Yeah, and you get numb, and it's like kind of like a burning sensation.
Because here's the thing: once you get shot, it's pretty much an adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
Your body's working in order to stop.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
starts
And
producing
your
acid.
brain
It's producing
like can't
acid.
comprehend like your brain it like happens so fast that your brain just like can't comprehend it.
What the
It's
fuck?
it's like saying the only way to take down a human body really fast is going by the head.
But the thing is, they check like like let's say someone dies from getting shot. They check like the organs, like they just stop functioning. I don't know what it is. Like
What about the brain?
Yeah, that I don't know about.
'Cause, like,
your
I
brain
think-
technically is its own thing.
Because like what I think of is like your whole body is dead, but what if your brain is still active and you're just stuck there with your thoughts the whole time?
Because
Like
the,
a
thing-
long,
no,
long,
the reason,
long-
no,
That
the
should be
reason, no,
lit.
the reason why it makes sense that your brain won't stop functioning is because it needs blood, and if you take out the system,
That is true.
if you take out
yeah.
the system that keeps pumping blood into your body, your brain is not gonna be like ever.
Your brain
You're
will
not gonna
shut
be
down.
thinking about a lot if you're already
You'll
shot.
be brain dead.
I just
You're gonna be
remembered
brain
something.
dead.
I just remembered something. There, I remember watching a video where I think it was Matt Pat.
Not
I
bad.
don't know. You would know.
Go on.
Game theory.
But I remember that there was an experiment where they cut something.
A dude's head off.
No. There's like in your brain. There's
I know
two
which one you're
things.
talking about.
There's
The
like
frontal lobe,
neurons. I don't
Oh,
know.
FNAF.
Was it FNAF?
It was
I think
FNAF. He
so.
talked about a frontal
The
lobe.
frontal
If you
lobe when you
remove
bite
it, or it was a part where if you remove it, you're motionless or something.
There's
Something.
and he
I don't
talks
know.
about in real life how somebody was going through like a particle accelerator or something like that. It was
So Flash.
No,
No.
not that. It was something I had to do, but the thing is, it like went through their eye or something. Like, it fucked up.
Oh,
the brain.
yeah,
it fucked up the brain. But the thing is, they were still alive.
He never finished his story.
Was it?
Oh,
was it
yeah.
the
I
iron
think it
jaw?
was that.
I don't know.
No,
Wait, wasn't it the
but
jaw?
I remember. I don't know honestly.
It was the jaw.
I think it was.
I don't know. But they cut. There's like something in the middle of the brain, and they cut that in half. And what happens? That was like in the '60s, right? Where like they used to do like weird experiments on humans.
The 60s.
The '60s is weird with the
60s,
experiments.
bro.
Okay.
No.
Anyways.
But because of that, sometimes, or most of the times they would act normal, but sometimes it would be like a weird like. Fuck. It's like they start changing in weird ways where like one hand decides to do something but the other doesn't want to do it.
Oh.
It was weird. It's hard to explain, but
Like it starts doing its own
It starts doing its own
or
thing.
what?
I don't know. It's weird, but like for say changing clothes. One is like you're gonna change clothes. You want a blue one, so your right hand goes for a blue one, but then it goes for like a fucking red shirt.
Just
You think it's
nowhere.
like it just splits into two, where one wants one thing, the other one wants the opposite.
That's like Two-Face.
I think.
No, not
Except
really.
Two-Face flips a coin.
Yeah, and
makes-
the coin decides it, not the brain.
Yeah. But
don't know
it's
DC.
weird, and that makes like a weird like conscious like
The brain is its own thing, pretty much.
like what is a conscious like? Is there two consciousness in your brain? bro?
It's
Because
two
that
separate
could be
timelines
like a-
connected.
Because technically, our
weird
brain
logic
is
thing.
two parts. When you
The
look
left
at
and
it.
the left side and the
Yeah.
right side where they both operate the opposite thing.
Yeah.
Right
Right.
side operates the left side operates the
Yeah.
right.
And the scary thing is science doesn't scientists don't actually know like what goes inside the brain,
No,
like how we think.
We can't understand it. Like, not only that, the brain named itself.
There is like a weird thing too where it's like
Wait, what?
The brain named itself.
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Pretty much.
Brain.
But there's
It
also
said, "Call me
It's
brain."
named Brian, but we say brain.
there's also this one other thing where the left side, I don't remember what is what, but one side is logical and like is like the one that
You think
Words
about?
like words
Oh, yeah,
something
okay.
like that, and the other side is creative, where like things more in colors and shapes instead of like words.
You saying I'm not creative?
No, you're not.
Creative
I'm
mode
not
or horny?
creative. Anyways,
Creative mode Minecraft. My right side.
I think
Left?
experiments on humans are fucking weird and like scary though.
In the 70s, they did some on gay people. I think
Yeah.
it was gay people.
No,
No, like, I'm
yeah,
being
no,
serious.
it's
They, like,
crazy.
forced them to be straight.
Yeah.
Like, they did, like,
Electric
electric
shock
shock therapy.
therapy.
Yeah, and, like,
That's fucked up.
No, cause it's weird too. Cause it's like
I mean, that was back in the time with like
Shut up.
Yeah,
homosexuality.
but,
no, but like it's weird too. Cause like you're literally it's another human and you're out here saying, oh, he's gay. Let me
Let me
There
just
was also
He's like,
zap.
vibe check.
well, technically, when you look into the way brain works, technically homosexuality is a mental disability.
Oh, work?
Because there's something in their brain is different than, like, I'm not saying ours, like, being, what's it called, heterosexual? What? I'm not saying being heterosexual is, like, the main or real one, but let's say we base it off our brain. A homosexual's brain is different than ours. There's, like, one slight difference, and they would consider that, like, mental disability.
It's the same thing with the foot fetish.
What?
I
Not
guess,
joking.
technically,
I'm not
yes.
joking.
It just means that, because the way, I'm not sure if I explained it on the
You got a
podcast.
foot fetish?
The way a foot fetish works, it's when, like, let's say we have a part of our brain that we find things attractive. Right next to it
is
the
feet.
it's the foot, like the way all that works. And the people that have foot fetishes, they touch, and that's what causes foot fetishes.
Like the one with the feet and the attractiveness are connected.
yeah, that's why
That's what
it's
causes
really
it.
common. That's why that's the top most important, most
Most
popular
common
fetish.
yeah.
Or common, yeah.
Like, this is wrong. I ain't
When
gonna
did we
lie.
leave off?
Oh,
The
Oh yeah, the foot. They're just really close together.
they're just connected in a way. That's
Aaron,
why
you're
it's common.
special.
literally.
He goes back to normal.
Aaron has a
No,
foot
no.
fetish.
No.
I think.
No shit.
Let's talk about our fetishes, guys.
No,
No,
this
this is supposed to be scary.
No.
Well,
Well,
here's
yours is
the
scary.
thing. There was well, one movie really creeped me out was Grave Encounters,
I never will.
Grave Encounters. That sounds
where
familiar.
they go into that mental abandoned mental hospital, and then it's like this. What the
I
fuck?
don't know.
It was when they
It
go.
sounds familiar.
where
Was
they
it on
go-
Netflix?
It was on Netflix. We watched it.
That's probably why I find it
Anyways,
familiar.
Where it's like a reality TV where they go inside of a building. Say,
Oh yeah, she just goes bad.
Shit
right?
goes
yeah.
That really creeped me out because I'm like, holy shit, this is what really happened. Like,
Only on people.
not really happened, but like really describes how humanity was when they were talking about experiments on the human body.
Mm.
They're like, we'll resort to electroshock therapy. That's weird.
They back then they always relied on the experiments and all
Yeah,
that.
dude, that creeps me out. Imagine you just like get into a coma, you wake up and you're like in a fucking bed.
Oh.
That was my phone, by the way.
There was also this one other experiment. I don't remember when.
The sleeping Russian experiment.
The
that was
Russian
a weird one. That was a
experiment.
weird one.
That's fake though.
Yeah,
That's
I
not
know.
official or anything.
But it's a weird,
I haven't
weird
heard it, so
topic.
can you explain it?
No.
Well, finish it. I'll
Look
explain
it
it.
Yeah.
It's a good story to tell.
It is. It is.
It's a
You know
good
what?
story, but like that's
It's fake, but
You know what?
some
Actually,
people think it might be
never
real.
mind.
I would
Let's
actually
actually say that one. That's actually
Okay.
more interesting.
So the Russian, it's a creepypasta,
It is.
but some people think it might have actually happened. So it took place in not Russia. No, I think it took place.
It's in Russia.
Germany.
I know it's in the name, but I wasn't actually
It's in
sure.
Russia.
The way the experiment works, I think they wanted to test out like how long a person can stay up or something. I forgot what it was,
Yeah.
but they chose I think 5 people.
No, they were Germans. They were POWs.
Yeah, 5 people though.
Yeah, like how many people?
Yeah,
they
German
chose?
POWs.
What is that? People of
People,
world.
the prisoners of war.
Okay. And they had them, like, they were experimenting to see how long they could stay up. And they had them in a room. Like, think of, like, a mental asylum room, like, when it's, like,
It's like all
cushions.
white.
Yeah.
Okay.
They had them in there, and they would, like, throw gas in there to help them stay up. Like, they wanted to see how long they can stay up and the effects of it. And over time, what ended up happening is, oh, yeah, we don't have the camera on. I kept looking at the camera. Over time, what kept happening was that they, like, slowly started going insane. And pretty much on the last day, they walked into the room. They had cameras, and I think like on the second to last day, they destroyed the cameras. And keep in mind, they were like giving them very little food, so they were like super skinny, and they became really pale. And
No, they didn't. They gave them enough
Yeah.
food, but they ended up eating each other and not eating.
Well,
enough
Thanks for
food.
spoiling the ending. I was about to get to that. In the ending, they walked into the room and they like ate each other. Like
Was
there
there
was
just one
like
guy
some
left?
were
yeah, there
missing-
was one guy left.
Some were missing limbs. Some
Yeah,
were,
they were like
fucking crazy.
some were still alive, but like missing so many things.
One was dead.
I'm gonna look for the picture actually.
Hold up.
So one was dead, and the rest were missing body parts. And they were actually yelling, and they were fighting back against the soldiers.
Yeah, they were
I
like
know.
super strong or some shit.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then so what ended up happening is that once they were put on the medical beds, one of them started screaming for so long that they actually just passed away on the bed.
Oh
and
yeah.
that was so fucking
The-
crazy.
We didn't mention in the story though that they were giving them gas. It was a gas that
Yeah, you
kept
did.
them alive.
Yeah, we brought it
Yeah,
up.
they said
Yeah,
that.
we brought it
Yeah.
up.
Oh, I didn't even notice. What
Pay
the
attention
fuck?
next time.
That's a supposed picture of what they turned into.
I seen it on a YouTube.
A Wendigo.
No.
And then
Looks like a Wendigo.
It looks like it, but it's not.
Oh, there's another story that's similar to it.
which one?
I'm good.
Gateway of
I
the
just-
Mind.
Let me see.
No,
I don't know what that is.
don't explain it though.
What the fuck?
Just a minute.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
So this is the end of the podcast. Go ahead.
Okay, so Gateway of the Mind is like there was like these group of scientists who wanted to actually experiment on a person to try to reach God.
Cool.
Continue.
It's not real.
The end of the podcast.
This ain't talking.
Okay, so basically what happened was one person volunteered, which was an old man, and what they did was they caught all of his nerves and senses, like the 5 senses. You know, like seeing, tasting.
Yeah,
all that.
we know what they are.
Yes.
We know what they
Dab.
are.
And what ended up happening was like
I'm gonna take a photo.
We have everything off now besides the candle.
Yeah.
Where'd Aaron go?
He just flight.
That
Hey,
packed.
ouchie.
Look, I'll punch Angel. Damn, that shit was
Guys,
bright.
who's that?
Anyway, oh dude, oh,
I'm not looking
It's
that
gonna
way.
be good now. This is gonna
Okay.
be good.
Okay, let me continue.
You know what scares me? The lamp is right in front of the mirror, so if I go like this, it looks like someone, or not the mirror, the window. So it looks like someone's standing right there.
I see on
Hey.
the camera.
It's a mirror, a window. Anyway, continue.
doggo.
Okay, so basically they cut all of his nerves, and for the first few days everything was pretty much normal. But then the old man started complaining about hearing spirits all around him, and then for like about like a couple weeks, he started like getting like scared because he heard his dead wife. Well, actually, I don't think he actually heard. Well, he heard in his brain that he heard like the sounds of his dead wife. Sorry.
Don't worry, go.
Hey. Is it
Am I being too loud?
We had P Hub open. P Hub was open.
Why the fuck is it
Keep
open?
going.
I ain't gonna lie, the ad was
I
kind of
actually like
I'm
how
gonna
it's-
look into the ad later.
I actually like how it's so dark in here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the vibe has truly
I
been
don't
set.
like it.
Continue. Oh, is it? Oh, wait, you continue. Yeah.
Okay, so like they were
Someone
like,
walking
so the
in.
scientists gave him sedatives so like he can like escape like, well actually before that like the sounds were like deafening to the man. So the scientists gave him sedatives so he could escape the demons while sleeping. But then like while in his sleep he while in his
I thought he couldn't
sleep,
hear.
well he could like sense
He
he could
kills
sense them
me.
in his
He said, yeah, he sensed it in his brain and all.
yeah, but while sleeping he could see like the spirits like saying like he could see the spirits in his sleep, like in his dreams. And it got to a point where like the man was like screaming at the top of his lungs. And he started like, you know, like ripping chunks out of his arm. And
Yeah,
then
'cause he
and
can't
like
feel
banging
it.
his head on against the wall. And it got to the point where the scientists had to restrain him. And like he ended up like crying for like several hours, and the scientists had to keep like rehydrating him so he doesn't like dehydrate. And at one point he looked directly at one of the scientists and said, I forgot what like it said. It said, "I spoke to God and he has abandoned us."
I brought that story up last time. Where
Did
yeah, I forgot where it was. It was a conspiracy video where he
That
said I
sounds
saw
real.
a story where some guy he died for a moment. Unless that's a different story, but he died and he woke up. It was like in a coma or something, and he woke up screaming that God abandoned us and everything. That God has left us.
Caesar, God has abandoned this ugly planet, water sheep.
No way,
It's ugly
I think he
universe.
said I spoke with
universe.
God and he has abandoned us, and then
Okay.
he died afterwards.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I read a different story then.
I don't know. That's
Do
weird.
you have any scary stories?
Yeah, I was gonna
about
ask you guys, like you too, and I guess you, but
it? You already said.
We'll
you
save
never
yours.
finished it.
No, I'm just kind of spooked.
It's a different one. It's a different one that I
this
have.
One,
I have
this
two.
one is real life that I have. It was up. I was about to mention it, but then we mentioned the Russian
Yeah.
experiment. It was like there was.
Yeah, I
the-
saw that too.
I got a fart.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Quit
Thank you for
trying
the
to lie.
information.
I didn't let it out.
Quit turn on the lines.
Go ahead, do it. Make it scary.
I can't. No, Angel.
He said
No.
Talk.
Were you
Okay,
joking?
so
No.
there was this experiment where there was these people participated to be in this. There was cops
A
and there
Mr.
was
Beast
actual
channel?
prisoners.
Damn, I tried scaring
And,
you.
or there was prisoners, and the cops, or they basically pretended to be in a prison, to kind of show how like the psychology of how like even just a little bit of power can make a man go crazy.
Oh, I've heard this story.
Yeah,
before.
Yeah,
I think you
I've
said
heard
this
this story.
already.
No.
Yeah,
no, I haven't heard it.
I don't.
Never?
It doesn't sound
Well,
familiar to me.
we can like
I forgot it. But
okay.
Cops and robbers?
So who's tapping on the table?
This guy.
Angel's tapping his feet.
someone knocked on the table.
Yeah,
I'm
it was-
pretty sure it was.
It was Aaron.
Okay.
It was not me.
It was Aaron.
Could we
So-
have it all night long?
Anyways, they had it was supposed to go only for a week, but they had to cut it short. I think for like
Wait, so what was
3
the
or 2
point? So they
days.
can see what a prisoner feels, or what?
No.
But a guy with power,
Like-
like you give someone power. What was it again?
If you give someone power, like even just a tiny bit.
Oh,
of
how
power,
they like act afterwards?
Yeah, they
Oh,
they
okay.
act like super differently. Like even if it's just pretend,
Mm-hmm.
they act so like crazy. They go overboard in power.
Kind
Kind
of
of
become mad with power.
Yeah, yeah. And even the prisoners went crazy. They were like getting beat. Like even though this was all pretend, they all knew it was supposed to be pretending. They all were like getting beat on. They were like fucking. They even forgot their name apparently. Like they were saying their number, their prisoner number,
Mm-hmm.
and at one point they just never remembered their fucking name. They completely fucking forgot it. And they cut it short after 2 days because they were like, I don't know.
It was
There's
like
an
too
actual
much.
movie. There's an actual movie on Netflix too.
Number 69.
Bird Box?
69.
I don't know. I don't know. But it's fucking weird. It shows how messed up our fucking brains are, dude.
Well, I think it mostly shows how messed up prisons are.
And prisons, yeah.
Number 69. Where you at?
Could we turn this into the
Has
Christmas
did the
podcast?
candle start from here and has just decreased, or what happened?
I don't
It's
know.
increased.
Okay.
Well, what happened?
Wait, is that like everything?
There's a lot more to it, but I really can't remember.
Brightness, please.
What?
Brightness.
But
Oh,
please
just
talk.
decrease it.
Please talk. We're-
Aaron.
Talk.
What's the story you just remembered or something?
Okay, so basically this was a month before you guys before you guys found me. And basically I was at home and it was late.
So before the kidnapping.
No, this was after the kidnapping.
How the fuck were you home then we found you on
It was
bridge?
before the kidnapping. Do you understand?
Yeah, before the kidnapping. And I was at home. It was late at night. I was on my phone. And then, out of nowhere, I just hear the front door. I heard the front door close.
I just remember the story. Continue.
I heard the front door jiggle, open, and close.
It was just
And
little Cesar.
I immediately went out to check. And
Why do you have the lights off?
Kid you not, I actually, for a brief moment, I saw someone, like, because our living room was laid out where, like, there's, like, a wall, but you can't, like, see most of the living room from the hallway that I'm in, from my bedroom. And kid you not, I actually saw, like, an arm stick out. Like, went that way, so I went to check, and there was no one there.
I like how you say it that way, but the viewers don't know what the fuck you're talking
It
about.
was the guy that we saw when we
Like, to
went
the
over.
right.
I was
He
gonna
was
say
in the
that.
middle of the
fuck
road.
Aaron,
there.
you madman. You went and checked. I would have sent my dog first.
you. Sick 'em.
Send his cat.
Okay, let's just. What was your story that you never finished?
Fuck.
Start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay, so this happened at...
Because I forgot already. Like
I
what
never
happened.
heard it.
He began it and he never finished it. No,
Yeah.
what the hell?
Shut the fuck up, baby.
What the fuck? Wait, why?
Right.
I just felt something breeze.
Turn it back on. Don't be pussies. Turn it back off.
Listen, Sonic.
Turn it back off.
Listen, Sonic.
Hey, Angel, you're
Back to
emo.
Cesar
Turn the lights
Sonic.
off. Turn off the damn lights.
Wait, how do you even
It
turn off
sets
the
the
light?
mood.
Round one, idiot.
It's round one.
Wrong one.
Ready Player One?
If we
the
feel a
arcade.
breath, then shit's working.
And if it's hot, it's Angel. No.
No, if it's hot, it's my
Okay.
breath.
Okay, continue the story. Aaron.
Okay, so
You'll
this
be the
happened in my
sacrifice
basement
then.
apartment.
Huh?
You'll be the
By the way, you're right
sacrifice.
next to the door, so
See,
it might have been
my
a
story's
breeze.
not even scary. It's not
I
scary.
know, it might have been a breeze.
I got my
It's
Yeezys.
not,
I'm ready to
see,
pound
the
them.
thing with my story, it's not even scary.
Okay.
But it's a ghost story, isn't it?
Yes, it is a ghost story.
Okay.
Well,
Go
at least I
ahead.
think it's a ghost story.
Aaron, tell me. I never heard it. So.
You saw
Yeah,
somebody with the
he
white
never
blanket.
finished it. He like began it with us, and that's it.
You saw
So
somebody
start
with
from
the
the
white blanket
beginning.
on.
Okay, so this is before I moved to Justice. Well,
Oh shit! I was like,
Leave that out.
I heard it. I heard it down there, dude.
It's fucking-
well
It sounded like all over the place.
It was
Wait,
weird.
bleep what out?
Justice.
Oh, okay. Well, you don't live there anymore.
Okay,
you don't.
yeah. So yeah, this was before I moved to Justice and
Was it your uncle's place or the apartment?
the apartment.
Okay.
This was like
This was back when Aaron lived by us.
this was during
he lived by this in the
the
apartment.
2016 World Series for the Cubs.
What not?
years
And
ago.
basically during like game 7, me and my mom were watching it and like it was dark, like it was like pretty much pitch black besides like the light of the TV. And no joke, I actually felt like a cold breeze and like I felt something hit my I felt something like touch my shoulder and I looked back and there was nothing there.
Towards your brother.
Or just Caesar?
No, there was like
What?
no one there. No, they were
What?
asleep. They were asleep.
I just remember 2 stories.
Stop.
All in the basement. Well, is that everything?
This is the end
Yeah, and,
of the
but
podcast.
no. But what I believe it to be would be my grandmother
Why?
because she was a huge Cubs
Now we're
fan.
30?
She
Now
was
we're
like a
30.
very
Shit.
huge.
And
I
she
got like
was-
20 minutes.
I just got goosebumps. Wait, what do you mean? We have a time limit or what?
No, it's been an hour 30 already.
Oh yeah, we can fucking. I still have a lot to talk about.
Guys, we're going 2 hours. This is special.
The
So you
Nightmare
think it
Before
was
Christmas is
special?
a good
How long was
ass
it
movie.
special?
Like at least
Yeah.
that's what me and my mom think because I told her and like she was like she told me that like about how big my grandma was of a Cubs fan and that's when I realized it might have been her like watching it as the Cubs won the World Series. So in a way, it's kind of sweet.
She was
Yeah.
like, fuck yeah.
She smacks
Because
it.
she was
Fuck yeah.
Well, a story I remembered was back in the basement, the one I brought up earlier. I was that was also that was the house where I got sleep paralysis, my first time ever. I'm not gonna get into that. I just wanted to bring that up. Maybe it has some correlation, but in the room I was in, this was before my middle sister was born, so it was just me and the oldest of my sisters, and at the time I think she slept with my parents because she was like really young. I had my own room, and what I remember happening, I was laying down. It was like we were all going to sleep, and I like okay, and I randomly I hear my mom call my name, and I like respond, right, and man, all these people on their damn
Sorry.
phones.
I turned it down.
Either way, anyway, I heard someone call my name and I responded back, and like no one responded.
Bruh.
Okay.
Oh, my bad,
That's a
dog.
bruh moment.
And
It's a lot better if it's just audio.
I wonder where it began. And someone like called my name and I responded back, and no one like called me back or anything. So I fell asleep, and in the morning I asked my mom. She called me. She said she didn't, but she heard me respond. But she didn't hear anyone call my name. She just said she heard me respond to someone, and that's it. And she told me like whenever you hear someone call your name, wait until the second time they call you, because if you like talk to like a ghost or something, it'll attach to you. And keep in mind, I heard a voice, and my sister, when she was born, she would see like our old or my great grandma.
That's why every time
Alright,
my
I'm
mom
head out.
calls me, I get in my room and I approach her. And then if she looks at me, and I'll be like, huh.
And she's like, "Hold."
I just say what?
No, I just be like, "Me llamó," I'd be like, no. I'm like, okay.
Oh.
I'll be like,
That happens to me a lot, but that's just because I have bad hearing.
me too.
Or like when you respond and they didn't hear you, and then they get pissed at you for not hearing.
Yeah.
When you guys are like laying down,
Did you feel someone like suck on your toes as well?
No, I was gonna say like
Just Aaron.
like
It started once Aaron started spending the night.
you're laying down in bed, about to go to sleep, and you just hear a voice like your parents calling you perfectly fine, like as if it was actually dumb.
No.
Do you guys
That's
get
just
that?
because I have
Besides
my
the one
iPhone.
time that I just told, but
I
no.
always listen to music before I fall asleep. I
Yeah.
always listen to shit.
No, yeah, when I'm
I listen to
afraid,
mouth sounds ASMR.
I just go,
when I'm afraid, I don't like not having my headphones on. I prefer to watch stuff until I forget that I was scared, and then I go back to sleep.
just jump scare your phone. Oh,
No, yeah, I'm afraid of it happening where you're up, right, and you're using your phone and you see a face just like show up here.
It's
I'm
Aaron.
scared of that happening.
he's like, what are you watching now?
Aaron, do that.
I watched that Red Bread too. What is
Yeah.
this? That's Modern Warfare?
So you just
But the
think
other
you're
story I
safe?
came up with was back at the
You
basement.
came up with?
No, the other story I remember
That I made
was,
up.
was back in the
Right
basement.
now.
The other story I remembered was back in the basement. So this all happened at every ghost encounter I had was mostly at the basement, and we were eating or something.
At this
And,
house?
no, the basement where me and my whole family would live. And my dad, we were like eating at the table, right? And like we were, like I said, we were eating, and he just like suddenly like jolted back, and he said that he felt someone like slide their fingers like on the back of his neck, and he turned around and there was like no one there.
He just starts fighting the air.
But like that was like
fucking
when,
SpongeBob with Patrick.
and in the basement,
Oh,
like,
no, the
that's
fucking-
where it all happened.
Mr. Krabs with the fucking.
When he was thick
Talking
and
about-
washing the car.
Like,
No.
every time
The
something,
fucking
like,
big
it's a
crabs.
guarantee. When somebody dies in a house, they're bound to it.
Yeah,
Um,
just open the door and they'll leave.
Like, can
There's
you
a-
get out?
What
Thanks,
happens?
bro.
So earlier, so remember how I said they're selling this one house on California Avenue?
I don't know my streets.
Okay.
California?
How the fuck
You
are
know
you
how far
driving?
away it is?
So no.
I know
So there
California.
is this. I forgot what it was called. It was something stabbing. So
Huh?
it was stab. It was a stabbing.
Oh, okay.
This entire family was chilling at their house, and they had a visitor come in, and the visitor killed everybody in the house.
Oh wait, yeah, you told me, and no one wants to like buy the house or anything.
Nobody wants
Yeah,
to buy
you
that
told
fucking
me.
house. So what ended up happening is that there's this accident that wasn't an accident, but you know, there's this one thing that happened
No fortune
Chicago.
of that.
where this visitor had an argument with the person on top, and this in the attic, and then killed him, and then went downstairs and killed the family member, the rest, and the basement. It was the youngest and it was the youngest brother and the oldest brother in the basement, and then a person describes hearing like, I just want to live, and then their dad, and I feel like what happens if they're bound at that house?
The whole family. If they all died there in like a gruesome way, they probably are.
Like,
probably are
I
still
could
there.
probably switch it off.
This is scary. Fabian, put on your gloves.
This is really scary. Alexa,
That's the
play.
point.
Play
Despacito.
Megalovania.
You say Megalovania?
Anyway, did you guys ever experience anything like weird at our school?
No.
Because you know how like they say that our school is haunted.
Yeah.
Our school is.
I
You're
never
talking about the
experienced
one with the
anything.
kids?
Well, here's the. Wait. My story is super
East.
short. What happened? I was in the hallway, and the club I was in, we would stay there really late. We would like get out late.
What club?
Yeah, Adventure Club.
Oh.
Adventure Time?
And I would be at my locker,
You're
right,
getting
to get my stuff to leave.
I'm only in that club to get Gucci. And it worked.
And it
I miss you.
stop.
Stop it.
And
That's not me, guys.
I saw like someone walking in the hallway. It was a student.
Okay.
No, I saw like a silhouette, right?
It was just a friend.
And I was like behind them. I was like kind of like following behind. Like the way it worked, I closed my locker. You know how the cafeteria was set up? If you're in that hallway with the lockers, you turn left, and like the main exit would be there pretty much.
Yeah.
I forget how the
Wait,
school looks.
How?
By the big stairs?
Yeah, but our big stairs.
But the
My
main
locker
staircase.
was in the hallway where before you would turn.
Mm.
So as I closed my locker, someone turned to the other side. Someone turned to the other side of the hallway, and I was like, I started walking there, and when I made a left, they weren't there. Like they were fucking gone. Now,
Bro,
I'm not sure if they
know
managed.
the
If they
story
went,
of
It was
The one
a
in
sophomore
senior
late
year
to school.
Yeah.
The one in
Yeah.
senior year?
So-
That locker?
It was late, like super late.
He was late to school, bro.
So none of you have any like stories, like ghost what? Okay.
No, not
I've already said
Actually,
mine.
there's something we brought up last time.
Can we
We're
rank
just
up
gonna
the
hold
Halloween movie?
on. The end of the world. Or was
What
it
did
you
we
that
say
I brought up
again?
with it?
Was it?
I don't wanna talk about
I wasn't.
Why not?
I won't talk about it.
But like, it's weird to think about. Like,
There was theories saying that we're actually that 2012 the world actually ended.
yeah, or that like things. That's when things became super different after.
Yeah.
Like you know which one really scares me?
A lot of shit happened in 2012.
Yeah, Yellowstone. The Yellowstone volcano.
Dude, that one is
Dude.
always like people are getting ready
Yeah, because you don't
I don't
know
wanna talk
when
about
that shit's gonna go off.
because Yellowstone is pretty much the end of the world.
No,
Yeah.
well, actually, no, because
It is.
it would fuck up America the most, but it's the after effect.
You
that
do
we-
realize Yellowstone is far away from here.
No, we'll be hit by it. Well, we won't be hit by the lava.
We'll get hit by the
the
ashes.
Yeah, by the ashes. It'll be super hard to breathe afterwards.
And it'll be cold.
Just use the vacuum.
It'd be cold. It'd be cold.
Yeah, because it's gonna block out the sun.
Yeah.
and everything. Yeah, I've looked into it. Like,
That shit's scary as fuck.
what is it?
Because it
the-
happened before.
Yeah,
it
it has
happened
a.
before.
The thing is,
It
the
was during
volcano.
dinosaurs there.
It has a pattern. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna just for make it simple. I'm gonna say like let's say I don't know 2 million every 2 million years, right?
Yeah.
Let's say every 2 million years the volcano goes off. If they continue with that pattern, we're overdue by 500,000 years. So that thing is like ready, like to
Think
explode.
about a pimple with
Because
the yellow leaking out already.
It's a super volcano.
yeah.
Like that thing, if it goes off, we're all fucked. It happened in the movie 2012. Have you guys seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the volcano goes off. It's when they're in that, like with the plane where they're
With the
taking
plane,
off. Yeah, that's where it like happens.
That movie goes so into detail how
Yeah.
the world can end, and also
Goosebumps.
it happened it happened before with the super volcano, but it didn't happen here.
Pompeii.
No, it
Fucking
no,
scared
no,
the fuck
it was
out of
recent
me.
too. I think it happened like way before where
Pompeii is a good example on what would happen.
no, it was in Indonesia around there where it had a super
Okay, she
volcano
went back.
and it blocked out the sun where there was famine all over the world,
Mhm.
and like even Ireland can
I know the potato famine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the potato famine happened because of it, and it's so scary. Like anything can happen now, and just like we'd be gone.
The thing is, I saw a podcast, the H3 podcast.
Okay.
My fucking heart.
What?
If we had like a heart monitor from when that happened,
Oh.
it jumped
I
to
knew
like
it was his
100.
dog. You heard like the
Yeah,
collar.
I heard.
I heard the footstep.
Yeah.
That's when I jumped. Then I heard the collar. What?
The
I
thing
have a
is,
heart monitor thing.
in
Let me
the H3 podcast, they have one where it has Filthy
What are the
Frank
sensors?
and Post Malone.
Oh yeah,
Turn it
I
around.
remember now.
And
It's
they
with,
talk.
Yeah,
That doesn't work. It's a phone.
it does work.
They talked about the end of the world
On
and
the
what's
back?
gonna like.
Yeah, on the back.
once the world ends, the highest currency is gonna be a seed.
Well, now it's like, come
Yeah.
on.
That what's gonna be most important? What?
No.
Oh. That what's gonna be most important is a seed, because that's gonna be what brings like life again.
And water.
Yeah, water. But like how the world is gonna end, who knows? I think if let's say the world ever ends, I think it's gonna be because of natural causes.
It
You
is.
know what?
Well,
I think
Mr. Beast.
The only
Nature is
yeah,
fucking metal.
it's nature. Okay, we know the
Yeah,
possible ways
you
nature.
scary.
It's not
No,
working.
no, possible
Cesar.
ways.
Stay still.
Okay.
I'm trying.
See, Angel, you should really just drop that.
There's
Well, the
probably
most
a second
possible thing
one.
is nature.
Flatline.
Guys, please. And then the way I want to go out, aliens. we get invaded by aliens. We die fighting.
No, actually, my fear is zombies or aliens.
Cause
Have you ever seen is it Independence Day?
Yeah.
Or
Where they blow up the
no,
the
not
White
the,
House?
I don't think it was that one though. There's another movie where aliens invade and you're following the perspective of a family, and they're like hidden and everything.
Oh, A Quiet Place.
No. And I don't know, like that, and then again, like a zombie apocalypse type of thing. That would be my biggest fear.
Okay, if it was a zombie apocalypse, we'd be fucked if it was like World War Z type of zombies.
Yes.
But the thing is, we already know how to counter it because of the books. Have you guys read the books?
No.
So the way it works.
Wait, with the medicine?
No, not with the medicine. The books.
Oh, with you being sick and everything.
No, that's the movie.
What happens in the books?
The books is way different.
What?
So how they counter the zombie thing is pretty much a defensive game where the troops are actually in a square, and since they're already surrounded, you just have to protect the middle. That's pretty much it. How they counter the zombies. They don't have medicine in there, and the war goes on for decades.
Yeah, I know that it takes place like a long time, and it slowly builds up.
Yeah, and it didn't. We don't know how it started in the movie, I think, but in the books it explains that it happened in China.
No, yeah, I
Chinese
think it was in.
people.
It was no, because there was the disease was in an organ trade in South Africa that was traded to China, and then patient X got sick, and then that's when the whole thing happened.
Well, speaking of that, Ebola really died out.
Yeah, like what the fuck happened?
I remember thinking Ebola was gonna be like the cause of, because did you guys hear the stories how people that died from Ebola would come back to life,
Oh yeah.
like being
Oh,
homeless
yeah.
and shit? That was where it was like, okay.
What the fuck happened
was,
to ISIS?
I was thinking, like, a zombie apocalypse. Would it start with just one or like a few zombies, or like a huge?
I think it would
amount?
It'll
start
be
with
Ebola ISIS.
It's
I feel like it will start with a few.
I think why it would start first of all would be human mistake. I think we'd be able to stop it, but if it starts like if we fuck up, then that's
It's a
when-
wildfire.
Yeah,
pretty much at
pretty
that point.
much.
So
Like,
like,
like if it starts with one, they could just easily kill it. That's
not
what
really,
I would think.
Not really,
No.
because it happens unexpectedly too.
Well,
Think about it.
The thing is, have you guys seen the Resident Evil movies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking garbage.
I only seen the first
Don't you
one.
play
Yeah,
the
the
games?
first one is all
The
that
games are
matters.
way better than the movie.
I'm not sure if you guys. I forgot where I saw it, but apparently somewhere, some science lab or something, they have something
Umbrella Corps.
where it can no,
I just
it
felt
can
a cold
cause
breeze right now.
it can cause someone to go like fucking insane. Like I don't know what it was, but pretty much people are saying what can happen is what happened in Resident Evil. If they fucking drop that and it breaks open, then that whole virus has just been like unleashed all across the
It
world.
just slowly spreads. So.
Yeah, because that's what happened. What are you doing?
It doesn't turn off.
Okay, we'll just turn it off.
I can't turn it off.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Okay,
hey
just
dude. Yeah,
Why did you not
it's
do
a flash.
Oh, you can't turn it off. Guys, you can't turn off his phone. I'm not kidding.
Guys.
Yeah, that's it.
Nice.
Okay.
You can't turn it off. I just tried.
There you go.
Okay, you're resetting. Okay, lights,
Lights.
camera, action.
Man, whatever.
Come on, we
Okay,
gotta
bro.
make this shit spooky, dude.
Bro,
it's the
we-
Halloween special.
How long is
They
this
can't even
fucking
see
podcast,
shit.
bro?
Exactly.
Sorry,
It's
that's the
spooky
point.
for us.
54, dude.
Bro, it's spooky for them, not us, bro.
But the thing, it is spooky for us. That's why.
I
Then
wanna
let's
go
keep the
home.
lights off.
Listen
Okay.
to this
With the lights
with
off.
the lights off.
Are
In
you
the
guys-
room alone.
Are you guys gonna listen to me play Clash Clans?
I'll
No.
cut this portion. I'll cut this portion out and put it in the front so
Okay.
people can know.
Anyway,
Bro.
so yeah, apparently there's a disease where it can cause it, and if it's unleashed, we're fucked.
I
Just
say
like
Resident
fucking,
Evil.
just like
You're
fucking
fucked.
28 days later, 28 months later.
But that shit's
Just
crazy.
like Last of Us.
Which one is that one?
So there's two versions,
Oh, wow.
American version and the English
Is
version.
it the one where they're like in a hotel or motel the whole time or
I
something?
thought it was in like a
The-
snowflake.
Well, I think that's the English version. Or when they're in an apartment.
Yeah, they're just hiding the whole time.
That's the English version. The American version is like way so fucking creepy because the thing is they go with a different type of zombies where it's like they're fucking angry, they're always sprinting and everything, and it goes to the point where even the soldiers can't take them down. That's how bad it is, cause like it goes in a really good view of you don't know which one's a zombie, which one's a human when they're all running the same direction.
Yeah.
So like you see soldiers just dying left and right, and I'm like, holy shit, this can actually happen.
If you guys like had to choose a way that you think the world will end, like in like the most realistic way, what do you think would happen?
The most realistic
Someone
way.
died.
We said choose which one.
Yeah, like which one do you think would?
The only earthquake that can badly happen is San Andreas.
Yeah, I think Yellowstone. Well, I think the whole thing with San Andreas, I think that shit's like, I think it's actually happening. Like they've seen that happening. It's like actually like, it's lowering.
San Andreas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's lower in California.
GTA San Andreas?
No,
Yeah,
not
I'm thinking
San
GTA.
Andreas,
No, the movie.
Yeah, there's a movie
Andreas.
called San Andreas
Oh.
where it explains what happens in California once that happens.
Like most of
Oh
California.
my god, what was that?
That was my
Someone's-
foot.
I was saying like I heard.
That just scared me.
You hear that sound every time in your fucking thing, bro.
I don't
Yeah,
hear
your
it.
basement.
I don't hear it. Neither
I started hearing it.
I don't hear it. I probably
No.
just got used to the sound.
Yeah, you did. But I'll send you a clip. It's literally in one of the fucking.
Like I
In the
started
movie?
hearing it.
Oh, I don't
At first I
know.
didn't hear it, but then I started hearing
I
it.
tried.
Like,
I don't hear
when
it.
Fabian's not at the house, when I'm like in his house alone, I actually heard it.
You hear the.
What?
Back to the story.
It's a carbon monoxide alarm, guys.
It is.
It's
It is.
nothing spooky.
But
Back-
I'm
back-
just saying, it's weird that you don't.
I probably just got used to the sound. It just goes off and I don't notice it.
Okay, back to the story, Fabian.
What was I saying?
About San
Oh, yeah.
Andreas.
Well, yeah. Well, it's gonna happen where California's just gonna like,
fucking sink.
yeah. It's like they're seeing that.
It slowly rises the water level.
Well, it's not that. Also, they're noticing that California's sinking. So it has to do with the water rising along with California sinking.
Yeah,
So
because
LA is not gonna be a thing.
Which
No.
is why I forgot who I said it to. Like, why the fuck is everything on there? Okay,
Yeah.
where it's gonna sink and that's it. Like, what the fuck? You're just putting all that money in there.
LA?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
whole
got a good
comedy.
explanation for that one.
so
Why? Because of the location?
Yeah.
Location.
No. You know how it's like a desert there,
Uh huh.
and people film there.
Oh yeah.
Back in the old days when film was starting, they needed a lot of fucking light, and LA was always sunny, so that's where Hollywood.
Well, it
came
looks like
from.
Nevada's next.
Anyway, so no, going back to like LA, I've actually noticed that it's been steeper. Like it,
Steeper?
like
Steep and deeper.
no, yeah, pretty much.
Deeper.
Oh wait, that is a
Yeah.
word though.
Yeah.
Are you stupid?
So I was at California like 10 years ago, a decade ago, because we went to visit a family.
Yeah, I was with him.
What?
Anyways, no. So visiting a family, like it was like you know, just like regular like us right now.
Mm-hmm.
But then going back over there, it was pretty hard for me to walk up the sidewalk. I'm just like, what the
I
fuck?
think that's for another reason.
Hey, fuck you. It's gonna be fat.
No,
He's calling you not being able to go up steep. He was
Yeah.
like, well.
it's kind of hard.
It's honestly.
Well, with the whole California thing, sinking and all that, I just realized one that could actually happen, just rising sea levels.
Yeah.
Does
I
it
mean, it won't end us, but it'll like fuck us up.
Just
Like,
learn how to swim.
Chicago's gonna be gone.
no, well,
It is.
Chicago will be fine.
Chicago will be fine.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the outer states that are fucked. Because there's a map. There's a map that
coast.
shows if, like, let's say all Antarctica melts. There's a
call-
map that shows that the surrounding states are gonna be like completely underwater.
Just call.
So we're good.
Yeah, we're safe.
We're
Actually,
we're
you're not
kind of.
No.
But everyone
That's
was just
gonna
gonna be
be-
moving upwards.
Yeah.
That's when we're gonna get fucked because like
Okay.
that's when we get like
His answer was breathing.
we might not be dead, but like there's gonna be a lot of people in like
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of.
So California's gonna be gone.
migration.
Oregon's gonna be gone. Washington's gonna be gone.
The
Florida's
coast,
definitely.
the coast states. We'll just
Florida
we'll
definitely.
just simplify by saying the coast states.
you don't gotta name
wait, New
everything.
York City would
Nobody
just be
would care about
absolutely
Florida
destroyed.
being
No, the rats will stop it.
Illinois
Yeah,
is kind
the
of
Florida
safe
man though.
from.
He'll stop the water himself. He'll be like,
Yeah.
He'll be like Doctor Strange.
Please stop. Please stop.
Two open sesame.
It's stopping the water, you fool.
Hey, look, This is the end of the podcast, guys. After that dumb shit,
Oh,
we're
my
done.
stomach, dude. The coffee's fucking.
Bro,
me
my
up.
legs hurt.
Let's say the world.
Want to finish?
Let's say the world.
No.
I still got a lot to talk
We
about.
still got a lot to talk about.
Bro, we can have a part
Let's
2
say
tomorrow.
the world ended
Actually, I'm gonna-
with robots.
That should be cool.
The Terminator.
Not
or
Terminator style. Have you ever seen
Matrix?
Have you ever seen iRobot?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen
Something
iRobot.
like
I heard of it. I know.
With the
what
one with
happened.
Will Smith.
Smurf.
Will
Smurf? What happened?
Okay.
I don't remember what happened. All I know is that robots went fucking crazy. But there was this one robot who what ended up happening was the way they were programmed. I think what happened was that the robots, someone was stuck. What?
My brother's home.
Oh, he's not here yet.
We gotta wrap this
Keep
up.
going.
Someone was
Hurry up.
stuck, and there was like a little girl
Should we
and a
just turn off the
scientist, and they had to save one of them, and they saved the scientist and not the little girl. And that's when I think the whole problem with robots began to happen, and then they began to fight back or something. And pretty much, I think there was one good robot or something.
Yeah.
And
Terminator.
he helped Will Smith. And like I forgot what happened. I think either the robot died at the end, or I forgot. I don't know what happens.
Will Smith was a robot too.
What was he? Or
Kinda, technically.
I never saw it. Like it was a while back when I saw it.
Like, and there was a huge battle between humans and the
Guys.
robots.
Guys, I think
Oh.
this is a
Gotta
nice
come
way
on.
to end it.
I still had a lot of time.
You have
Next
a lot
time.
to talk, but next time.
Next
What's-
time, don't
what's
invite
the
us.
next
Next
time?
podcast.
When's the
On
next
the 15th of
What the
whatever-
hell?
Of November.
of November.
I'm not
Dragon
gonna
Ball
be
Z
in-
comes
I'm
out
not
on
gonna be in
Netflix, so
spooky
They'll
fuck
have
that.
to wait 15 days to hear the rest of that story.
I'm not in spooky mode anymore.
I don't care.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, I'm tired.
I wanna go
Maybe
home.
Maybe we'll have the pumpkin.
Shut up, Aaron.
Maybe.
We'll have the pumpkin because it's still topical. Okay.
I'm trying to play Minecraft, so
Okay.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
I gotta take a shit.
I can't wait to get home.
I'm trying to play Xbox.
If I could get home.
Okay,
you're
guys.
gonna, that's a walk.
You're
It's a-
walking.
That's the end of the podcast. This is the end of the podcast.
I hope
I'm
you guys-
sorry, Fabian, that we have to cut you off.
I
but
hope you guys
This
enjoyed the
is-
Halloween special.
This is
That-
2 hours.
I didn't like the
Yeah.
ending of it. I was
I say it
spooked.
was a success.
You better fucking like it. We talked for 2 hours straight.
You know, this could have been better if we had the Ouija board with us.
Shut up.
No, fuck you, dog. I ain't doing that shit. Don't invite me when you guys.
So-
Then this video would have never come out.
Put on your damn
Listen.
mask. You too.
No, don't.
Don't.
So
don't.
why?
How's my brother gonna react? Just
Yeah.
walking in and you see a bogus ass Sonic.
It's movie Sonic. Okay,
So-
close
Bro.
enough.
Just put it on.
Don't talk during the.
Yeah, just
Wait.
don't talk for a bit.
I'm just seeing your eyes. It's so
I know.
stupid.
Okay.
Oh,
Someone ended.
Okay.
Why does Aaron look
Well,
old
that
with
was
the
the
mask on?
Halloween podcast, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, that's pretty much about it.
We'll probably do this
Thank
again.
you.
in the
Thanks to
Thanksgiving.
Eduardo for coming to for being the special
Yes,
guest.
sir.
and everything.
He might come back.
Maybe it
Another
depends
one.
if you liked staying here.
If we do the.
Low-key,
the
I didn't
big-
mind it except the end. That
If
scared
anything,
me.
well, if he doesn't, we'll just kidnap him, tie him up, and force him.
We'll
to-
kidnap
Hey,
him
I'm a
like
big
Andrew.
ass. Oh, no.
No, I'm not doing it alone.
But,
I'm getting these-
yeah, guys, thanks so much for
What is he
watching.
doing this?
I don't know. Thanks so much for watching. Anyway, goodbye, guys.
Love you.
Bye bye.
Hey, sir.